If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves. Coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard. Bad News Bubba. Happy Monday morning to you as we kick off this first Monday in the month of March. March Madness or March Sadness is here, or at least near. Cody, what's up, dog? How are you?
Hello. It could also be March Radness or March Badness. Rad, bad, fad. It could be March Fadness. Is it like it's going out of style or something? What else? That pretty much covers it, I think. Tad, that wouldn't work.
Today's Wordle is...
What, Sam? Excuse me.
Today's Wordle is...
Oh, I've already done it. You guys never going to be able to get me again on that.
Yeah?
I've incorporated it into my new morning routine.
We've changed him.
I do it in traffic on the way. Huh?
We've changed him.
He's our little dog.
What's changed?
And we rang the bell.
Oh.
We classically conditioned him. It's
You're
good.
referring to Pavlov?
Correct?
Oh. No, I'm not going to let you ruin it for me again.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
We trained you. That's one less thing we got to worry about distracting him during the show, Sam. Good job by us. Got him. Good job by you.
Didn't get me with anything. I will still be distracted by all kinds of things. I'll have to find new games now, new puzzles. I might even have to subscribe. I don't like how they took away like 3 of my puzzles. They want me to pay them money. You know how the Times is.
Sure.
Newspaper industry these days, they're struggling. They need money.
If they got things you care about, yeah, they need you to pay for it.
Yeah, maybe I will. Probably not, but maybe. So yeah, it's March, and it's March 2nd. Good to be here. Good to be anywhere. The month of February is over, and I like that. I'm happy about that. I like the springtime. It's a good time of the year. Love to see it.
Okay,
Love
Sam.
to be done with the cold.
What's up with you?
I'm doing pretty good, I guess.
You don't sound good.
I mean, I wish I was more excited about March, honestly. My team made me sad about March.
Is your team the Tennessee Vols?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not, normally I'd, like, if we would have won and then we would have woke up and I get those videos on my Twitter feed of, like, all the March Madness highlights and here's 3.5 minutes of Bill Rafferty Youngin calls. But then I'm just thinking about how, like, I don't think my team's going to be able to get to one of those moments, and it kind of makes me sad. So sports made me sad this weekend. I watched Train Dreams last night.
Okay.
I like that movie.
I've heard good things about it. I haven't watched it yet, though.
Train Dreams?
Tugged at the heartstrings a little.
Yeah, it's like guys like on the frontier trying to basically clean out train tracks, right, essentially?
Mm-hmm. And he finds love and...
Whoa, spoiler alert.
No, it's part of it. Just wants to be with his woman, but he's got
dreams of trains.
He's got to go hack down them trees.
He's clearing out the way for the railroad tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Is he Chinese?
Nope.
No. It's pretty impressive that people built all those tracks at one time.
Yep.
It is when you think about it. I think about that all the time when I'm on a road trip, just going across the highway. Like,
How long it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the first man that started paving this thing?
Yeah. Well, I guess they had prisoners for it to help somewhat. I mean, I know the Chinese built the railroads. We basically used them as slave labor, allegedly. I'm not sure about the interstates. I don't know if that was just several guys, just regular type of guys, or what. But it took a lot of work. It had to, and think about all the work that's still to be done when it comes to repaving and fixing the potholes. I mean, it's a never-ending process, really. The roads. So
I love the pictures of the guys in the skyscrapers, like with their lunch pails and stuff.
Yeah.
That one's always stood out to me as a kid. Those pictures are more of the iconic ones for me.
That's back when America was America.
Yeah, but just that put it in perspective from a young age. Just
It was back before we had Islamic jihadists.
no
shooting
OSHA,
up nightclubs.
no OSHA, nobody with any rules, no regulations, no harnesses. Just climb up here, and if you fall, well, we'll send some flowers to your woman.
He came home to his wife, and she was like, honey, how was work? And he was just like, normal day at the office. And he was just inches away from falling to his death.
And you forgot me ham and cheese sandwich in me lunch pail. I went hungry. All I had all day was an apple.
It is wild to see those pictures and think about that.
They have at the top of the Rockefeller in New York City, they have an exhibit. You can do a live. You can pay them extra money and ride the beam. They take you up on a beam, so you feel like you're those guys.
Can you recreate the picture?
Yeah.
Wait.
You're just harnessed in?
Yeah, you're harnessed in. You're not.
How high do they take you?
It's barely. I mean, it's like 10 feet above where you would already be. It's very stupid, but tourists.
I don't think it's stupid.
Tourists are going to tourist.
I think getting up there and just seeing how uncomfortable you are 10 feet in the air would do a good job of putting in perspective. Now multiply this by 100. Like if you fall from 10 feet, you're almost assuredly not going to die.
Yeah, but it doesn't put you over like the ledge of the building or anything. It just raises you up on a beam. Like you're looking out, but I don't know.
That wind's whipping up there.
I don't know how much they charge for it, but to me, it seems not worth it.
Would they not let you do it?
Huh?
Would they not let you do it?
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could have done it.
Is it like
If
the
the other
Sears
side was
Tower where they
balanced.
do like the tilt over the edge type of thing?
It's kind of like that. All these high-rise buildings now, they all got their own little exhibits. I mean, the U.S. Bank building in L.A., you can slide down the outside of the building. It's got one of those things which that to me is like, if you're looking for a thrill, that one seems to be the most thrilling. I wouldn't do it. It was scary. It's scary to me.
Bubba, top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning, John.
How are you?
I am alive this morning.
Rough weekend?
Shifted that way.
Yeah.
I got to see my niece, was cool, but then she just kept showing up at the house, and it's like, when are you gonna go back home, kid?
So you got to see too much of her? You said enough's enough?
Yeah, especially when I got things to do,
Yeah.
people to see,
I'm your uncle. I'm not your dad. You got to go somewhere.
pretty much.
Okay.
And then just hit an absolute train wreck after Saturday night.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Saturday we were gonna go to see some night fighting.
Okay.
But we got there too late, even though we got there, 2 hours before. I guess people were there at like 12 or something, but the line was ridiculous. Parking was ridiculous. So we had to take our losses and go watch the UT basketball game.
Speaking of taking losses, am I right?
Absolutely. And then after that, a weird night. I ran into Trey Smith and a couple individuals,
Oh, yeah. We
like
got
the whole
picture.
football team.
Yeah.
Bad situation as that was happening, so poor timing on my part to ask for a picture. There's a girl who did not safely or responsibly know her limits of her beverages.
She's throwing up, puking.
No, she's gone. Like, she is stone cold. Her legs are bent. Her friend group is actually crying.
She drifted away. She's just ascending to heaven. You watch her soul leave her body.
And that was awkward because then it's like, like they're calling an ambulance at the same time I'm asking and just talking to Trey Smith. And then Sunday I woke up with an earache, which I would put at like a 7.5 to an 8 on a pain scale.
Okay.
I don't know a 10, and I hope to never know a 10. And then the car is just an absolute shambles.
I never had a 10 either, Bubba. But one night I had 5 2s.
For somebody that's been sick, you probably shouldn't be out all night boozing. You sound awful. I can hear you. I can hear you rattling right now.
It's like a roller coaster, man. We thought we were on the decline, then they threw in another loop on us.
Well, again, whenever you're getting close to being healthy, you shouldn't be out boozing all night.
Yeah, that's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
And now my whole right ear is just stopped up, and I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't have a lot of sympathy for you.
I don't want sympathy.
You were sick all last week, and then we get a text at 2 a.m. Bubba out on the streets at 2 a.m. Like, duh. You're going to feel bad the next day. Your immune system's going to get shot. Duh.
We could shoot some nitrous into your ear, like nitrogen, like they make my Starbucks. I get the cold brew, the nitro.
Are you comparing my ear to coffee?
Well, no, just saying maybe if you put some nitrogen in there, then it might.
I'd rather just do nothing and complain about it, Cody.
Okay. Well, if you need a remedy, I'm your guy. I could help you. I'd figure something out. Whether the nitro worked or not. If that didn't work, we'd try like hydrogen.
And then oxygen?
Maybe helium, But then you might float away like that girl who was thrown up in the streets. Yeah. Just ascending, just angel wings developing.
We'll talk some sports coming up after the break. Tennessee basketball. Oof. We'll dive into it. Stick with us.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Good morning, sports fans. I'm Aiden Sidoti, and this is your Talk Sports update for Monday, March 2nd. The Lady Vols closed the regular season with an 87-77 loss at home to Vanderbilt, finishing on a 6-game skid and locking in the number 6 seed for the SEC tournament. Tennessee will take on the winner of Alabama-Missouri Thursday night at 8:30. Tennessee baseball bounced back in Arlington, going 2-1 in the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. After a 12-5 loss to number 1 UCLA on Friday, the Vols answered with wins over Arizona State and Virginia Tech 5-3 and 3-1. They'll return home to face ETSU on Tuesday night at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. In the NBA, Jalen Brunson dropped 24 as the Knicks beat the Spurs 114-89, snapping San Antonio's 11-game win streak. And in college hoops, Ohio State stunned number 8 Purdue 82-74 and Columbus behind 21 points from John Mobley Jr., handing the Boilermakers their third loss in their last 4. That'll do it for this Talk Sports update. Enjoy your Monday.
What is it with these damn kids? Do you have to be born in like East Tennessee to know how to say Vols?
They ain't from here.
Every Midwesterner that I went to college with that went here said it sounded like they were saying balls instead of Vols.
I would take that. I would take balls instead of Vols. It's the Vols that confuses me. Like, you know, intern Luca, he couldn't say it. It's Vols. Our sports update man, Aiden, I'm gonna have to get on him. Vols. Although hell, when they play like they did the last 10 minutes on Saturday, maybe they don't deserve to be called Vols. As Tennessee basketball, kind of a microcosm for the season. Every game, you feel like you got some stuff. You feel like you're turning a corner, much like we did during this 8-1 streak over our last 9 games when we started playing well. And then all of a sudden, you stumble at the end against Missouri and now against Alabama. Because Tennessee, for the 5th time this season, blew a double-digit lead. And I didn't even feel like Alabama necessarily did anything special to you. Tennessee just failed to execute. And now, Cody, your nightmares come true. Tennessee is guaranteed, essentially, to have double-digit losses.
Well, they were already guaranteed, basically, unless they won a national championship. I mean, I guess
they could have won the SEC tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, mathematically, they weren't done yet, but yeah, now it's over.
Now they got to win both the SEC tournament,
yeah,
and the national championship,
yeah,
and 2 games this week.
They got to win out, 31-9 to avoid double-digit losses. But I've given up on that. That, like I said, that's how I measure really good Tennessee teams. And I think I've come around to the fact that this is not one of those. This is not it's not a Connect team. It's not a Ziegler Meshack team. It's not a Grant Williams team. You know, it's a team that has a nice ceiling when it's playing well, you know, but the inconsistency is just too much. It's too much, I think, for them to have a deep run. Unless they just put it all together at once. But Barnes, I mean, I was listening to his press conference. I mean, he can't seem to get them to play 40 minutes. And for that to be a problem on March 1st, March 2nd, like, it's hard to have high hopes for a deep run.
Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I think for my money, that's the worst loss we've had all season. I mean, I just think the way that you have just continued to show up in some of these games where you dominate physically and then you just look up at the scoreboard and you're up like 6 points when you've gotten 15 more rebounds than somebody else. You forced 8 turnovers or something like that. You're just still sitting here and they're 2 shots away from going and tying the game up. You can't put an opponent away. You know, you've beaten them down, but you've never been able to really put the final nail in the coffin against anybody this season. And yeah, like what Cody said, once you get to March 2nd now, and this is something that isn't just a one-off thing, it's happened, 5 other times in SEC play. It's just going to be a trend that doesn't give you much confidence going into the tournament. You've seen inconsistent teams get consistent in the tournament, but there's not much, confidence behind these guys right now to go and find that, I feel like.
It's just an abundance of blown leads. I mean, it's
5 of your 9 losses, you've blown double-digit leads.
I still have confidence in them when they're like I think they're a good basketball team. It's just you don't know when they're going to fall apart. That's the scary thing. Like when they're playing well, I think our ceiling's, Elite 8, but I don't know how well you can trust that over 4 games in the tournament.
I don't have any confidence in a team that goes 12 of 29 on layups.
Was that the number on?
Yeah, I heard that this morning. That's terrible. 12 of 29. That's jeez.
That's mind-blowing when you look at when you look at the box score, because when you tell me 12 of 29 layups, I'm going to think that the majority of those came from Jalen Carey.
Yeah, he was. He actually hit a couple of shots in the game early on, at least.
Just because he's in the paint more than anybody, and he's been known to miss some bunnies. But he was 5 of 11, so it's not like he was terrible in that game. Felix Okpara 4 of 8, so I'm going to assume that all 4 of his misses were right there around the rim, what would be considered layups. Probably the same kind of for Estrella. He missed 7 shots. I'd imagine, 3 or 4 of those at least around the rim. That's why I haven't been able to get as fired up about the offensive rebounding as everyone else.
Because you can't do anything with them.
Yeah, just because you can't convert them. And a lot of your offensive rebounds are off of just terrible misses. And then either you miss again or you pull it back out and then don't score. Like, we don't convert them well at all. So it's hard to get super excited about, we missed a shot, but we got the offensive rebound again. Oh, just missed another shot.
I'd love someone to make a stat on like offensive rebounding, but converting it on the second chance.
Sure.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We had multiple possessions there where it felt like we got the ball 4 times and we were lucky to score it on the 4th chance.
I don't know what's happening in the second halves of some of these games, because we were scoring off second chance points in the first half, and all the trends were looking great. It was looking like we were going to roll to victory. All these games that we've struggled in have been second half letdowns. Like I don't know what's happening. I don't know, maybe fatigue. Like are we poorly conditioned, or what's the deal? Too many, because if you got too many bigs out there at one time, that conditioning could be a factor.
There was a stat, Sam. It's not about the first opportunity, but I did see College Basketball Analytics had that the Vols, of course, number 1 in offensive rebound percentage in SEC, since SEC play started. So number 1, but 294th in points per offensive rebounding chance.
Not good.
294th in points per chance. So yeah, not necessarily what you were looking for in terms of how many times it takes Tennessee to cash in. But yeah, 294th in points per offensive rebound chance. So you get a bunch of them, but you can't close. You're the guy at the bar who can get a lot of phone numbers. Gets everybody's phone number. Does he get dates out of them? No, not really. But he's got phone numbers. Sometimes they give him 6 of the numbers, even.
Out of 10?
Out of 10, or I was thinking out of 7, but yeah, I mean, I guess you do need 10 numbers.
Well, yeah, you got to have an area code.
You could assume a couple of them. Now it depends. They might not be 865. They might not be 423, but hell, at that point, just chalk it up to bad luck. Maybe just give them to say Vols whenever you talk to them. And
if it's a girl from Chicago, you're going to have to learn the what is that, the 312?
Yeah, if they could say Vols, then you have a pretty good chance of just assuming it's 423 or 865. Sam, you caught the worst loss of the season. It's hard for me to go that far just because, A, we've had some really bad losses and ones that really frustrated me. And B, I do give a little bit more grace, just a little bit more grace, with Nate Ament's injury status, him only playing 11 minutes.
That is an important to note. Nate had 0 points and then got hurt and went out of the game.
Came back in, I told you I had a poker night, so I'm watching the first half. Everything's going good. You see Nate go down, of course. You're worried about that. And then coming out of the second half, you were just waiting to see, okay, is he back in? Oh, thank God he's back in. And then that was very, very short-lived as he went back to the bench after that. Finishes with 2 points in 11 minutes. And now, we have his injury concern. I don't expect for him to play tomorrow against South Carolina. And this is just me rationally thinking. But Barnes came out and said he tweaked his knee a little bit, but he also hurt his ankle that had been bothering him. So, to me, I would be surprised if we saw him against South Carolina. Quite frankly, I'd be surprised if we saw him on Saturday against Vanderbilt as well. I think at least for the rest of the regular season, you will be without Nate Ament.
Uh-huh.
We'll see about the SEC tournament. Honestly, if I'm Rick Barnes, I probably ain't played him in the SEC tournament either. So you're hoping now that over the next, 2.5 weeks, he could get healthy for round 1 of the NCAA tournament. That's how I would be approaching it if I was Rick Barnes and I was Nate Ament and I was Tennessee staff. And I think as a Tennessee fan, I think I would lock that in if you told me, hey, he's back for the big tournament, but not until then. I think all of us should probably just say, okay, yeah, let's do that.
It's all that really matters at the end of the day.
At this point especially.
We're not playing for seeding anymore.
No.
Eat your 5 or 6 seed or whatever you're going to go be. Try and go make a run and hope that your star player is healthier than everybody else's star player right now.
Yeah.
Just get in the thing.
Just hope that he could get on the court and play. Now, if you're him and it's just a sore ankle, we'll see what type of pain threshold. Barnes says, hey, if he's hurt because Nate's as tough as they come, is what Barnes said, when asked about it.
He was in agony when that injury happened. I felt bad. I saw this, you could see his face, the scream. It looked terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you thought he completely blew out everything is what I thought when I saw it.
Oh, it looked awful. I mean, the way the knee bent back. And, once he got up, I was like, okay, it's probably just a knee sprain. Hopefully. That was my thought, I'm not a medical professional, but I said, okay, sprained knee. That's recoverable.
It was like a basketball version of one of those season-ending football plays where someone gets rolled up on.
Yeah, in a way, but then he gets up, he walks off the court, and you're like, okay, maybe he avoided something. Maybe it was more just scary. Just fear came over you. But then he came out in the second half, you're like, okay, but then he's gone. So at least that to me should ruin or maybe not ruin. It should quell any of the doubts or fears that it's a blown knee or something. He came back out. So I don't think it's that. I do think it's probably just a really, really sore ankle. And it's an ankle that we've been talking about since November. The ankle, was rumored then to be a lingering issue that was hurting him. So we'll see.
I blame Bailey Zimmerman.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. They had a concert the night before on that floor, Thompson Bowling Arena.
Rocking the Vols jacket. I did see a picture of him doing that.
Probably had to put the court down quickly, for the next day. I don't know what the turnaround is typically on something like that, but there could have been a board sticking up or something like that on the floor.
I don't think it was that. If you could say you could blame Bailey Zimmerman for bringing bad juju to the arena, okay, maybe. But I don't think the floor had anything to do with it.
Probably a board sticking up, if I had to guess. Got to blame it on something.
And if you're Rick Barnes, you're talking about playing 40 minutes, okay, that's fine. I would say, Rick, I need you to coach for 40 minutes too.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I do.
And won 860 games.
That's good. That's good. It should have been about 865 if he could win the last couple minutes of a game that he's got a big lead in.
He's doing all he can.
No, he's not. He's not, because there's been a couple games where he could do something very simple, which is have the best defensive players on the court when it's time to get a defensive stop. And against Kentucky, he took out Nate Ament in favor of Jalen Carey, which was really, really dumb as he did it. Of course, you give up an open three because Jalen Carey gets sucked into the paint and can't get out and recover on Chandler in time. Boom, three. That's a loss. Nate Ament would have been able to get out there and guard the three. And then, I understand Felix went out of the game banged up. I don't care. You put Dwayne Brown in. You go completely small. You do whatever you can. You cannot have J.P. Estrella on the court and have him get switched off onto foul line. Like, that just can't happen. And if J.P. Estrella has to be on the court, then as a defense, you have to say, hey, guards, we are fighting over every screen. We are not willingly switching. We are not willingly switching and having J.P. Estrella dancing on the perimeter with one of their best players. That just can't happen. And it wasn't like it happened, boom, in the blink of an eye. It was foul line gets the switch. There's like 15 seconds. He has time to circle the perimeter like a damn matador and a bull, and he's looking and saying and shaking his head like, are you really going to do this? You had 12 seconds to send a second guy and make him get the ball out of his hands. I don't care if you give up an open three at that point. You just can't have J.P. Estrella on an island. And foul line, of course, pretty simply drives by him, hits a little bit of a fake, creates like 3 feet of separation for like a 6-foot shot in the paint. Like that can't happen. And to me, that's on Rick Barnes more than J.P. Estrella.
That was hard to watch because that was a guy calling his shot and then hitting it.
Well, yeah, it was simple. He had the worst. And for my money, J.P. Estrella is the worst offender that gets minutes. Of anybody that gets minutes on this team, he's the worst offender. Especially if he gets switched down the perimeter, but like really just in general, he's the worst offender we have on the team.
I mean, for him to circle around, like you said, like a matador, and then shake his head and just look at our guy like, nah, this ain't going to work, homie, and then just hit the shot. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. It's just right in your face.
Well, he knew that J.P. Estrella did not have the lateral quickness or the physicality to stay in front of him, and he's like, this is going to be easy, and he made it look even easier than that. And again,
well, he tried.
You can say whatever you want. 850 games by Rick Barnes, 860 games, 100%.
Winning against active coach in college basketball.
For sure. That's all fine and dandy. He's got to be smarter than that. J.P. Estrella cannot be on the court there. Same way I said it when he took Nate Ament out to put Jalen Carey on. He can't do that either, especially against a team that's going to hunt a three-pointer down. Were they down 2 in Kentucky when they hit a 3? Like, you can't do that stuff. So, like, Barnes can talk about finishing, and he's right. The players are gagging at the end of these games, but also, like, can we draw up an offensive play that gets us a good look? Can we get the right defensive personnel out there? This isn't me like throwing Rick Barnes away, but it's me holding him accountable because I think he's been bad this year too in these games. I think when you look at 5 blown leads, it's not like the coaches are necessarily pressing the right buttons. I think we could all agree on that.
Fallon and Oates in their postgame both said that they were hunting a switch onto Estrella.
Well, that's all I started doing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like essentially Nate Oates got out of the way and said, okay, enough of this system stuff. Let's just take our time. They don't have 5 guys on the floor that can guard. Let's find the guy that can't guard, and let's go. And Fallon pretty simply carried that to 23 points. 23 points in 28 minutes. He just, hey, take our time. They can't stop me with the ball. Let's find him.
Well, we didn't have our best player on the floor.
No, we didn't, and that is a fair point to make about defense because Nate Ament would most likely be out there. But again, Rick Barnes benched him late in Kentucky for defense, so I don't know if he would have had him out there or not.
Well,
in the last possession.
maybe he learned that lesson, and I don't know who you'd put out there. I don't know what you do there, but
anybody, literally anybody,
anyone else.
To me, literally anybody.
Well, it couldn't be Jalen Carey.
No, but I would rather have Carey than Estrella, but that's not saying much because Jalen Carey's number 2 on the list of guys I wouldn't have out there.
Put Felix on him.
Yeah, but Felix was banged up. They said Felix had to come out with an injury, so I'll give him a pass for not having Felix out there. Really, when you start going down and say, okay, well, if Felix is hurt and Carey also isn't fast enough and Ament's hurt, I get that. I would have gone small. It's not like Alabama has a post player that you give the ball to in the post and say, get out of the way. Like, they wouldn't have hunted Amari Abram in the post. They would have had to try to drive by him. So I just would have kept small out there and versatility and made sure I got the stop. We'll worry about the rebound when we actually get the stop. To worry about getting a defensive rebound, you have to get a defensive stop. And, of course, we didn't do that.
Now,
and they scored.
Have you made all this clear to Rick Barnes?
No, I haven't gotten in touch
because
with him.
You should probably write a letter or maybe put a phone call in and let him know what you're thinking.
I thought for sure after the end of the Kentucky game he would have a better idea of what to do, but I guess he doesn't.
Well,
and maybe that's where we just missed Zakai Ziegler and Jemima Mashak. Like maybe Rick Barnes hasn't necessarily evolved and hasn't necessarily learned how to hit the right buttons in late game situations.
Maybe he just ain't got the personnel, because, I think if we had Mashak out there, that's who would have been on Phylon, right?
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Right.
Because you know who your best defender is.
Right. But maybe Jemima Mashak covered up a lot of deficiencies over the last couple of years that we gave credit to the coach for figuring out. Maybe it was just Zakai and Jemima knew what they were doing.
Well, not having the personnel is one thing, but just you don't have a guy like that on the floor, do you? Like who could you have put on Phylon?
Again,
feel good about
nobody. We don't have any.
That's probably the dilemma he's in.
We don't have any defensive stoppers. I don't think we have anybody on defense that I feel good about. Like that's been a problem to me all year, and that really reared its head against Missouri, and it reared its head against Alabama. And go ahead and save this and clip it and get ready for a couple of weeks because I assume whenever you get knocked out of the NCAA tournament, it will have reared its head in that game too when you can't get off the floor and get stops when you have to. But to that point, Cody, you don't have any defensive stoppers. Maybe you got to try to fix something. You got to send something else. You got to, at 8 seconds, send a double team there. You got to send an extra guy and just hope you could force an outside shot that they miss. You can't play straight up man-to-man and don't do anything other than let them walk your guy down.
That was hard to watch. That was hard to watch because I knew what he was doing. Everybody knew what he was doing, and then it's like, well, then he hits the shot. It's like, great, this guy. He just punked our ass.
Yeah, he did.
That's what he did. Like that kid from Mizzou did the other night.
Right.
He punked our ass.
Right. I think the jig is up. The book is out on Tennessee. We don't really have anybody in the backcourt that can defend. Gillespie tries. Bishop Boswell tries. It's not for a lack of effort. It's for a lack of size and skill. Boswell is a good defender. He's not a great defender. Yeah. Gillespie is good at getting into lanes and trying to force steals. He's not an on-ball guy. It just kind of is what it is at that point.
I would have liked to have seen what happened Saturday with Ament on the floor. Just like
sure.
Because you feel better about it if we're coming off of a win. We lost by 2. You got to think Ament's worth 2, right? Maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't think we blow that game if Ament is healthy. And Ament with a hobbled knee, in the second half, that maybe wouldn't make much of a difference. But had he never gotten rolled up, you probably win that game pretty comfortably. Yeah,
I just it's hard when you look at the inconsistencies with this team. I wish Alabama had Bediako out there. That would have been good. We did pretty well against him.
But I know I might be contradicting myself what I said with Sam, but I do think it's fair to say that hey, I know no Nate Ament was out there, but you still had an 8-point lead, with 5.5 minutes left.
We just don't. I don't know, man. We don't look like much of a basketball team without our NBA player out there.
We'll continue the conversation on the other side. We'll take your comments in the chat. If you're watching along on YouTube, be sure to leave us a comment. Interact with the show. We'll get to those next. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Hey, it's Russell Smith here for ECR Total Landscapes. I had the ECR crew out to my house last year to remove multiple trees on my property, and I couldn't be more satisfied with the work they did. Not only did they cut down several trees that were too close to my house, they also grinded the stumps and cleaned up the work site, leaving my yard looking better than before. Take it from me. If you've got a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree that's threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes for a free estimate. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. 865-384-2012. That's 865-384-2012. Your local tree cutting experts. These guys get the job done. Check out their website, ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
The chat disagrees with the idea that Tennessee would have held on and won that game if Nate Ament was out there. They point out that Nate Ament wasn't on the court when Tennessee built its lead, and that Nate Ament has been on the court in the other losses where Tennessee has blown a second-half lead.
I'm just looking at it from a math standpoint of we lost by 2, and I think he would have scored more than 4.
I don't disagree with your take. If you want to be skeptical and say that he wouldn't have made a difference in that game, okay, I guess. I'll also say a healthy Nate Ament scored, 28 points, 29 points down in Tuscaloosa?
That's right.
Like, that wasn't a horrible matchup for him, and he has come alive during second halves of games. But look, if you want to be negative about this team right now and doubt everything about this team, I'm not going to talk you out of it because it's not a time right now for positivity when it comes to the Vols. It's just not. I won't say that. You want to be mad? Be mad. You want to throw the team away, throw the team away. All that's fine and dandy. And if Nate Ament, to me, isn't playing the rest of the season, then I think the team is cooked for sure. So to me, like right now, my main focus is actually trying to look ahead about whether or not your best player is going to be on the floor.
Do you take a first-round exit for a softball, Natty?
No, I wouldn't. I hope the softball girls get them a natty. But no, I don't. I wouldn't sell the boys down the road.
Obviously, things would go different if Nate Ament was in that game, but like, you can't. This is not a team that's going to go make a deep run when you're supposed to drop off in production wise a little bit when your star player goes out, but not 10 points in 9 minutes and you can't make a 3 for 20 minutes. That's just too far of a drop off with your star player to be a successful team.
Well, no, the roster is deficient. I think we know that the roster has deficiencies across the board. I mean, I hate to single this guy out. Boswell plays good. Tennessee wins a bunch of games. Typically. He had against Missouri. He scored 13 points and Tennessee still lost, so it's not a perfect science. But like if Boswell plays well, Tennessee is typically really hard to beat. He gave you 4 points. And even more than the points, he gave you 1 rebound and 1 assist. Like he was pretty much a non-factor in his 28 minutes. He was 0 for 3 from the outside. And again, he had 4 total points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. That was a game Tennessee needed him to step up with Nate Ament hobbled. Alabama's lack of size should have led to more points for Agpara. He finished his with 8. For the love of God, Jacoby Gillespie, can somebody get this to him? Please stop throwing the lob. You ain't got it in the bag, brother. You ain't got it in the bag. You are not a point guard at that level, and it's no disrespect because, hey, you're still out there trying to hop in passing lanes. You're still out here. 8 steals. That's fantastic. I mean, you carry the team offensively with 26 points. That took 23 shots to get there, so the efficiency ain't great. But for the love of God, man, please quit throwing the lob, especially late in games. Stick to the – you can keep doing it in the first half. It's a good energy play. Hell, maybe even at the beginning of the second half. But once you get under 10 minutes, no more lobs. That should be a rule. No more. Because the next one he throws in crunch time feels like it'll be the first.
Yeah, 8 steals is great, but sometimes with those turnovers, you're just breaking even,
Now, turnovers weren't a problem for Tennessee on Saturday. They only had 6 for the entire game. So they did.
Well, that's good.
They did do a good job of taking care of the ball. It's just they weren't making shots, and they missed a couple of easy looks because they were trying to force things.
Yeah, the most glaring thing is the 12 of 29 on layups.
Yeah.
That
ain't
going to cut it.
The 4 of 18 from 3 ain't much better, especially, Sam, you said they didn't hit any in the second half?
Right.
I mean, like, to me, that those are equally as damning. You can't make a shot at the rim, and you can't make a shot from deep.
They only attempted 5.
Well, that goes back to the spacing problem we talk about. I won't come on here and bitch about that today, though, because I do think, from a Barnes perspective, you were kind of out of options for small ball lineups whenever Ament went out. So I'm not even going to complain about that and complain about the lack of spacing because I do think a lot of that was just trying to put some people out there that you could trust to run your offense and try to score. It's very clear you don't have any guards off the bench you trust. Berg ain't got it. Henderson ain't got it. They did dust off Amari Abram for 4 minutes. I would have liked to have maybe given him a couple more minutes because I didn't think he did anything, egregiously bad while out there. And I do think you were looking for a spark. And I do think he's the type of player that I would play in front of my home crowd and kind of leave him alone on the bench. Home crowd, get out there and get us some energy, try to get some steals, try to get out, get us some easy buckets. Like, that's the type of player he is. I maybe would have if I was Barnes, giving that guy a couple more minutes. But only thing I'll complain about the lineups is what I already did. Like, you can't have JP Estrella on the court on a defensive do or die possession. You just can't. And if you do, then you have to tell your defense we are not giving up on those screens that easily. They might get a switch, but they're going to have to get a switch with like 5 seconds until the shot clock and like running double screens and doing all this stuff. Not just a simple, okay, switch over, now I get to watch that guy swim around like a shark out there, circling his prey. Nope, not going to do that. It's brutal. And Sam, you said it, but the roster just ain't good enough this year. It's good enough to win some games and even win some tournament games when it's healthy and everybody plays at an acceptable level. You can still do that. And maybe you could even try to upset a higher seed in the Sweet 16. Like, you could maybe convince me that if Tennessee played perfectly in that game, that they could still get to an Elite Eight. I'm not giving up on them to do that. But the floor is just so much lower than we thought. Offensive rebounding doesn't protect you whenever you can't cash in those offensive rebounds.
It hasn't really felt like we had the roster all year when you look at the depth of the roster. There's just not a lot of pieces you feel good about at a high level.
When you say with that, do you mean to win a title? Do you mean to?
I mean to advance beyond to the second weekend. I mean, when you've got Gillespie and Ament, and to me, that's essentially what this team comes down to.
I think whenever everybody else plays well, there's other pieces. The problem is you just can't get everybody playing well at the same time. Like, I do think Felix is a good college basketball player. I do think Boswell has shown some flashes. Like, you got something there when they play well.
Yeah.
It's just you can't get everybody playing well at the same time. The roster has a very thin margin to play good basketball. They can play good basketball. It's just they can't do it very often. The percentages are low.
Yeah, and it's just some of these pieces you're relying on are guys who are just – they're not at that level to me. You know, when you've got Berg out there and you've got Henderson and Abram out there, I mean, they're just not ready to play at this level.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that really, like, Estrella is the only guy on the bench that should be playing. And that's no disrespect to Dwayne Brown. That's just me saying, like, hey, I think in a perfect world, Dwayne Brown's not playing just because he's a freshman and you would have had Cade Phillips out there taking up those minutes.
Are we able to find any way to blame Danny White for this? Is there a way to maybe put all the blame on him? Can we get around to that?
You can complain about Danny with baseball.
More money, maybe if we got Rasheed Rice. Could we have?
Rasheed Rice got hurt. Packed it in pretty quickly.
But maybe here he wouldn't have. Never know how the
I don't really believe in
universe
that.
would work.
Bodies going out type of thing.
I don't know.
Now I would say that maybe it'd be easier to swallow had you brought him in here and he got hurt. You'd be like, what can you do? Your starting two guard got hurt. But I think it's very clear Tennessee's a guard short, so you could blame whoever you need to blame. You could blame Rick Barnes for not being able to close and not targeting the right people. You could blame the players and just say, we went in Nate Ament, and that's where we spent most of our money, so we didn't have money for Rasheed Rice.
I think we should blame that Isaac McNeely kid for his credits not transferring.
Yeah.
Bozo.
Has he been great at Louisville? I feel like I haven't seen very many glowing endorsements of his time
lost
at Louisville.
to Clemson Saturday.
I was just looking for another excuse to.
Yeah.
I blame Danny White.
The kid you let get to Vanderbilt, although watching him play us, I don't know if he would have fit in here or not. I don't know. We are a guy short. I don't know if you could blame Danny White for it or not, though. Roster's expensive.
If we hadn't given so much money to Kim Caldwell, maybe we'd have more money for another basketball player for Rick.
You could workshop it. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are mad at Danny about something with basketball that you could get to. I'll give him a pass here, though. He's got it tough enough with the ladies on the ladies' side of the basketball arena.
Remember the good old days? Remember when we said the good old days were here? And, don't take it for granted because It's not going to last forever. Now, here we are.
We had a hell of a 4-year run.
Yeah, we did.
We had a hell of a run. Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
Good morning, Knoxville. I'm Aiden Sidoti, and this is your TalkSports update for Monday, March 2nd. The Lady Vols wrapped up their regular season with an 87-77 loss to Vanderbilt at home, closing on a 6-game slide and landing the number 6 seed in the SEC tournament. Tennessee will take on the winner of Alabama and Missouri Thursday night at 8:30. Tennessee baseball bounced back in Arlington, finishing 2-1 in the Amity Big College Baseball Series. After falling 12-5 to number 1 UCLA on Friday, the Vols responded with a 5-3 win over Arizona State and a 3-1 win over Virginia Tech. They return home to face ETSU on Tuesday night at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. In the NBA, James Harden returned to the floor playing through a broken thumb and poured in 22 points as the Cavs snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 106-102 win over the Nets. And in college hoops, Ohio State knocked off number 8 Purdue 82-74 in Columbus beyond 21 points from John Mobley Jr., handing the Boilermakers their third loss in their last 4. That's your TalkSports update. Enjoy your Monday.
Where do you think Cameron Brink ranks in Los Angeles beauties?
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Me and Miles were discussing this over the weekend. I said she's an LA 6.
Oh, no. A big tall girl like that with long legs?
Yeah.
She's basically young Cameron Diaz. Young Cameron Diaz is no 6.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
You think she's young Cameron Diaz?
Yeah, they look a lot. They look similar. Let's pull them up next to each other. They got similar looks.
100%.
I'm not saying Cameron Brink is as hot as Cameron Diaz, but Cameron Diaz in the mid-'90s was about the top of the line, Jack. I want you to go Google The Mask, Cameron Diaz, okay? And just let me know what you think.
On 1340 WKGN.
Maybe big and tall is not my thing.
I'd say your closet begs to differ.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's the line of the day so far. I've always just really hoped for a big and big store. I really don't need the tall.
Hour number 3, kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. That's Monday morning. You might need something to take the edge off. Pop your White Claw Hard Seltzer responsibly. I picked me up a nice little 12-pack of the Black Cherry, 4-headed to poker night. Spilled it all over me about the time the Vols are blowing the lead. Moron.
Drunk.
Moron. Hour 2 headlines. What you got, Big Mac?
Thank you, John. Bruce Pearl. This he's pretty good on TV. Pearl's doing pretty good with this new gig, I got to say. Bruce Pearl is adamant that Miami of Ohio should be left out of the NCAA tournament if they don't win the MAC, if they don't win their conference tournament. He says as an at-large, they are not one of the best teams in the country. This is an undefeated team, mind you.
I think this is whenever you get into the icky part of TV. The icky part of letting just these people that have clear ties to schools get on TV. We deal with it in college football all the time when you have Nick Saban and others beating the drum for Alabama.
He's good on TV too.
He is.
I like him.
He is. But
on
like
TV.
Whenever you have him and Greg McElroy giving their opinions and it's 99% of the time Alabama and SEC bias, I think that gets icky. This is Bruce Pearl trying to set the stage for one of those at-large spots to get opened up for his son, who had an absolute gross loss at home to Ole Miss on Saturday. They're trying to make the case for Auburn to be in the tournament. Right now, Auburn is one game above 500.
Auburn is the Lady Vols of men's basketball.
No, that's disrespectful to Kim Caldwell because Kim Caldwell is at least 5 or 6 games clear of 500. Auburn is one bad week away from not even making the NIT.
I'm pretty sure we're 500 in conference play.
Yeah, no, they're 500. They're one game above 500 though in total.
In total,
counting
yeah.
even their bought wins. Now, I know they played a tougher schedule than anybody else in the country. That's fine. But you're a one bad week away from not even qualifying for the NIT tournament.
I see a lot of similarities. I think it's a good comparison.
Well, it's a good comparison in this, if you're not taking into account the bubble's a lot tougher in the men's. There's more quality teams than there are in women's basketball.
Sure.
Like there's more teams that deserve a spot. So you could say, the fact they said the Lady Vols could lose the rest of their games and it's fine. Pretty much be an 8 or 9 seed.
Which is what they're planning on doing.
Sure.
It looks like.
Sure. But it's one thing. Okay, look, you're 5-11 against quad 1 teams, 16 quad 1 games. That's a lot. Winning 5 of those, that's good. But it's whenever you tell me all of a sudden you're 2-2 against the quad 2, and now you just lost a quad 3 game to Ole Miss at home. Yeah, you lost me now.
They've lost to 3 of the bottom 5 teams in the SEC over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost to Mississippi State as well.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't no good.
No, and Bruce Pearl getting on there talking, and I know what he's doing. He's saying that about Miami of Ohio so that they can try to draw them into question so that they can open up another spot. I know what he's trying to do. But, I think that's gross. Now, with that being said, Bruce Pearl, I'm not sure he's wrong about Miami of Ohio. Now, that would do the MAC would look really stupid if that were to happen, and everyone would come back and talk about how the automatic qualifying bid should go to the best team during the regular season, which is a much larger sample size. Does the MAC do anything weird with their tournament bracket? Do we know, Sam, if they do anything? Because I've seen some conferences where you get like basically the quadruple buys if you're a 1 or 2 seed.
I don't think theirs is as funky.
Is it the Sun Belt that does the really crazy one that basically if you are a
like
1 or 2 seed, you're automatically in the semifinals, and if you do get beat, it's because a team's going to have to win like 4 games in 4 days? I think that's fair, or at least closer to fair. But, like, I don't think Bruce is wrong. Miami of Ohio only has 1 quad 1 or quad 2 win. And it's a quad 2 win at home against Akron by 3 points. That's the only one they have in quad 1 or quad 2.
I think what you do, I mean, like, I'm gonna be betting a lot of money against Miami of Ohio in the tournament. But I think what you do have to realize, too, is that, like, so much talk for college basketball has gone into just like playing quad 1 games and tough non-conference where like these Power 4 teams don't have any incentive to go schedule a Miami of Ohio. So Miami of Ohio has no chance to go prove themselves in the non-conference. Like they're playing their schedule that they like no Auburn is going to go want to play a Miami of Ohio running the risk of losing that. It's like what we talk about in football.
Now, I will say that like the only thing I would say back to that is Miami, Ohio wasn't a powerful. So these mid majors, none of them get like scheduled at all, because it's not like they're like some big power coming into the season. Like you can't get on the schedule at all. It's either like Tennessee. It's like either we're playing the very bottom of the country, or we're playing big games. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's no point to play the middle of the pack college basketball teams anymore because there's no incentive to beat them, and there's everything to lose from it.
I mean, just looking, I have Auburn's schedule pulled up. Merrimack at 186. Yeah, that's pretty much the best, like, middle of the pack team they played. Everything else is either quad 1 or quad 2. Bethune-Cookman at 245, Wofford, Jackson State, Chattanooga, Queens. So, yeah, I mean, no teams in that, like, 100 to 200 range really got scheduled except Merrimack. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
The Lady Vols dropped their 6th straight game to end the regular season at 16-12 and 8-8 in conference play. Despite the losing streak, Tennessee will be a top 8 seed in the SEC tournament, which gives them a bye. The tournament begins Wednesday, March 4th, and culminates with the SEC championship game on Sunday.
I guess Tennessee, we played Mercer and Tennessee State, Northern Kentucky are in like the 100 to 200 range, but yeah, those aren't good programs. Yeah, maybe that is just a problem where those schools are cooked. Speaking of cooked, Kim Caldwell, am I right?
Yeah.
Did you watch any of that game yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I had Vanderbilt minus 4.5.
Lady Vols played a great second quarter,
as they usually do. She cannot coach the third quarter. I don't know what the deal is, but every one of these games that they've dropped, that they've fallen apart in, that third quarter, they just get absolutely mauled.
Yeah, what do they do at halftime?
I guess go in there and drink Gatorade and not talk about the game. I don't know. Just go in there and brush each other's hair or something. I don't know.
I feel like that should be really, really concerning.
I think people are concerned.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
coach,
halftime adjustments is like so big in basketball.
I mean, I think it is. I think they are, but I do think that like, hey, she's a system coach, and I would say that she's just like, hey, let's keep running the system.
Get her out
and
of here.
that probably worked at the D3 level, and that probably worked at Marshall. It probably did work. Of just, hey, we're going to go out there, we're going to make life hell for these teams, and keep doing what we're doing. We'll wear them down. It ain't really worked in the SEC. To go from 6-0 in the SEC to 8-8 is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just pathetic. Out here trying to be the Nolan Richardson of women's basketball and not having an ounce of success.
Well, like I said, I do think I have questions about the style
It's just goofy.
Well, in the men's game, like I said, if you get a lot of fast breaks and a lot of steals in the men's game, they're almost always probably going to be run out dunks or layups. But like, this is no flame to women's basketball. I like watching women's basketball, but like they can't make layups and dunks at the level high enough to even make this maybe a system worthy of play.
Well, and the whole shift change thing, like you don't get any consistency there. You never gel as a unit. It's always 5 new in, 5 new out. Like, what are you doing? It's so gimmicky. And it's not going to work. It's obviously not going to work.
Well, the 5 in, 5 out has kind of died. She pulled the plug on it. Like yesterday, you pretty much only had 7 people playing. I mean, like you had 5 people off the bench, but 3 of those people got 6 minutes or fewer. So like it wasn't like they were going down with the 5 in, 5 out. That she pretty much played a 7-person rotation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she can try to adjust. It ain't looking good. USC has parted ways with their star scorer, Chad Baker-Mazara. Remember the former Auburn player. The Trojans announced Sunday that he is no longer on the team.
That's crazy.
No longer a member of the USC men's basketball team. He was their leading scorer.
Are they, I mean, they've been like middle of the pack, Big Ten, is that right? Or are they worse than that? Been a rough go of it for old Nussmeier out there. Nussmeier?
Yeah.
Musselman. Thank you. Yeah, Musselman.
Oh, yeah.
As I was saying that, I was like, that's not right. Not
that's the LSU quarterback.
Musselman. Been a rough go of it for him.
Eric Musselman. Yeah, especially after Rodney Rice's season-ending injury.
I guess I did say they're middle of the pack in the Big Ten, which there are like 18 teams, but they're 11th. They're 11th. They're 7-11. They're kind of like the Lady Vols in the sense that they've lost 5 games in a row and kind of tanked their season.
I think I said Rasheed Rice earlier, which is obviously a misspeak. I misspoke, obviously.
Jesus.
Well, how about this in NASCAR? Tyler Reddick wins his 3rd consecutive race. 3 straight wins to open the season, making NASCAR history.
Bubba, how did it make you feel?
Honestly, I love this right now.
Yeah?
Michael Jordan just getting so fed up that, he sues him, and then it's like, all right, let's dominate the first 3, weeks of the sport, and let's keep it going.
He recreated the picture of Jordan holding the basketball with the 3, with the hat,
That's one thing that's kind of been cringy. They've tried to do that with everything. Like after the Daytona 500, they had Jordan like trying to recreate a pick.
Yeah, the equivalent would be winning. These are regular season games. Now I know it's tougher to win. Obviously, I get that, but like this isn't.
Well, yeah, but also like the way it is now, like with their playoffs and stuff, and how they reverted back to like a traditional points model.
Yeah, sure.
It just.
But they still have a playoff though, correct?
Yeah, but it's like only the last 10 that are highest in points.
Right. So all he's doing right now is he's winning these races, getting trophies, getting money, all that. But like as far as winning the postseason championship, he's pretty much just guaranteeing himself a spot in the final 10, correct?
Well, he should. He's already locked in, right?
I mean,
with the 3 wins, he should already be a lock.
Well, no, they don't do that anymore, do they?
No, the wins not hold any weight anymore?
You get extra points.
No,
but it automatically. You don't punch your ticket anymore. I thought you were a NASCAR guy. Jesus.
Well, I knew they changed the model, but 3 wins should still have him in prime position to be.
This will get him like get in the final 10. Will he still have like a points advantage at that point, Bubba, or does it wipe it? So does it at any point does it wipe itself clean?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think it just keeps building upon that.
Okay, then he is setting himself up. So they're going back to where it's not really a playoff then.
Yeah, because people complain about it.
Which I do think the champion should be the team that was the best all year versus just like 3 races or whatever. I do think that's accurate.
That's how they always did it back in the day.
Maybe it's not as much of a made-for-TV product, but
3 wins to start the year.
People do say it's a conspiracy, though.
A conspiracy?
Yeah, where he wins and then suddenly they just start winning, and maybe they're running like a higher engine with more horsepower. but they're just sweeping underneath the rug because, deals that were made behind the doors.
I don't think they'd let that happen. Would they?
This last one was a road course, though, right? So, I mean, like...
Yeah.
Yep, Circuit of the Americas in Austin.
Those tracks suck.
Yeah, well, they do, but, like, it's pretty impressive to be able to, like, go and win that, right? I mean, like, after winning the...
Yeah, he's lucky Boris said wasn't in the race.
Yeah. No Juan Pablo Montoya either.
Boris said, a great road course ringer. Well, that wasn't all that happened in Austin over the weekend. Did you see the shooting at Buford's there on 6th Street?
I saw a picture.
The terrorist?
I saw a picture.
Did you see the shirt he was wearing?
Yeah.
Praising Allah?
Yeah.
He said he had a Quran in his car as well.
Looked a little on the nose.
Pretty interesting, given that we are now at war with Iran.
It looked a little on the nose. If you are a conspiracy theorist, you have plenty of stuff to... I don't even know if you unpack this one as much as people just laughed at it and just said, oh, so they just paid some... I saw people claiming they paid just a homeless man to go in there and do it. Trying to win favor. It's gross over the weekend as we are now headed to war again. Headed to war.
About as gross as what Florida did to Arkansas on Saturday night, too. Am I right? Boy, how about these Gators? They're just beating the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
111-77 against Arkansas.
Arkansas on the road, just not any good either. It was a bad storm.
That's a pretty decent Arkansas team.
Sure.
Coached by John Calipari.
Yeah, no, Florida
with the SEC Player of the Year.
Florida's a tank. They need to get Todd Golden. I see why Florida allowed him to keep coaching, despite being a stalker and creep.
Would you take him as our coach? You trade the goodness of Rick Barnes, but you might get a national championship.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you'd have to tell me that he was going to come here and just win at a big clip.
Some guy on Twitter had a crazy tweet that was a little relevant to the times of college basketball. He said, we have a Sunday school teacher trying to recruit saints to work among the demons.
Well, Florida does seem like demons, and they are performing pretty well right now.
Speaking of that terrorist attack in Austin, did you see where the Waymo vehicle stopped and blocked the road where the ambulances couldn't get through?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
The self-driving Waymo remained stopped as an ambulance responded to the shooting in Austin. He was blocking the road.
So the protocol, like whenever they have protocol that like shuts down when there's...
It was confused. It couldn't figure out what was going on.
You wouldn't have been confused there, Cody.
I would have gotten my ass out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten out of the way of the ambulance.
What if did it say if there was a person in there?
In the Waymo?
Yeah.
That'd be awful. You'd be like, move! Help!
No, I don't think there was a person in there.
I know we kind of laughed about that, but like, I would imagine that could be a big lawsuit. Like, if you are families of the victims and like they were blocked from getting, the ambulance getting to them, like I would imagine Waymo would be pretty liable for a big ass lawsuit.
Well, there's people bringing up other stories from the past. Like there was a video here of one blocking a fire truck last year.
Yeah,
in the middle of the intersection, just looking confused. This woman said, we were in one in San Francisco when a man ran in front of it and the car stopped. The man ran around the car, banging on the windows and doors, yelling, and the car remained stopped.
And you're like, go!
I could only think, what if he had a gun?
No, I mean, that stuff, I think that's why I would never really feel comfortable getting into that car.
Get rid of the self-driving cars.
Yeah.
We're not ready for it. We're not ready for it. I'm not going to be able to come around on it. I'm going to be way stuck behind the times on the self-driving. Like if 10 years from now, if that's the standard and the norm, I'm going to be the guy still using the flip phone. I don't.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. I don't think we're ready. I mean, maybe someday, maybe in 30 years, but.
There's just a few things that we expanded a little bit too far in technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good enough driving ourselves.
Probably needs to go to a doctor. You got pneumonia, brother. At least bronchitis.
I hope not.
Again, you knew you were sick. Why were you out till 2 a.m. boozing, Bubba?
Well, I didn't plan on it.
You knew you were sick.
It happens, man.
You're sick.
I thought I was getting better.
You were. And you just completely tanked all your progress. Sam, send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside. Sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
You asked if Danny White could be blamed about anything that happened to the basketball team over the weekend. I will say Danny White probably feels pretty relieved that the Vols were able to win the last 2 out in Texas, because Friday UCLA whipped our ass. UCLA pounded our eyes shut on Friday, and the baseball program had a real come to Jesus type of, moment. It was funny because as I was watching UCLA jump out to an early lead, I tweeted out, just at what point do you get worried about the Tennessee baseball program? That's not me saying I was worried. It's not me saying to worry. I was just asking people at what point do they get worried?
Just harvesting some replies.
Sure. I like to keep a finger on the pulse And it was interesting watching the different types of responses. You had a lot of people say, hey, it's early. It's definitely, some people are like, hey, I don't know what the answer is, but it's definitely not February. You at least wait till SEC play. Wait till maybe the first 2 or 3 series of SEC play. And I think that's where I stand if I had to pick. But you had some people like, I was done with this program the moment, I think it was October 25th when Tony Vitello left.
I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of close.
A lot of people saying, last weekend when you lost to a MAC team. Some people saying, not till April, not till May.
It's not the wins and losses for me. It's the juice. It's the not having Tony there. But be honest with you, it's been tough for me too.
Well,
to get past it.
I think you're answering a different question. You're saying your interest has just
plummeted.
Waned. Your interest has been curbed, right?
Plummeted.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. So with that interest being plummeted, you're not necessarily worried about the team because you don't really care about the team.
I'll care when basketball season's over.
And a lot of people said that too. Like, hey, just let me know whenever the basketball team's done pissing me off is what a couple people said.
Exactly.
I've only got so much anger I can give out right now, and the basketball team is making me mad. So ask me in April. But again, I think you're answering a different question because you wouldn't classify yourself as worried about the baseball team. You just don't care about the baseball team right now.
I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the people that do care, I was wondering at what point they get worried because UCLA was pounding us. But then Tennessee, as the replies were rolling in on Friday against the number 1 team in the country, Tennessee did battle back a little bit and turn a 5-0 game into 5-4. And you're like, okay. Or no, it's 4-0 into 4-3. And you're like, okay, here we go. Let's see what the magic the boys have. And then, they couldn't get a shutdown inning. I had it right the first time. It was 5-0, then 5-4. Okay, I had it right the first time. Sorry. Then we score 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and you get some momentum. You get to feeling good. And you're like, okay, this team's here. And then you give up 6 runs to UCLA in the top of the 7, and they blow the game back open.
We gave up how many?
6
runs?
6 runs in the 7th inning.
Oh, jeez.
Tennessee pitching still has a problem where they won't quit putting people on base, either through walks or hit by pitches. They just won't quit giving free passes, and they're not good enough right now to overcome that.
I thought our pitching was supposed to be our bright spot, and our hitting was what was lacking.
Well, the pitching did do good the last 2 days.
Okay.
Against UCLA, the pitchers were a little wild.
Well, that'd be your best pitcher, wouldn't it?
It was the bullpen. It was the bullpen too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think our starters pitched really well this week.
Coons, can you say he pitched really well? He had good stuff. Like whenever he was missing bats, he was getting a lot of strikeouts. But they were making some really good contact on him. I mean, they had a couple of balls that just, they went out in the MLB park. Like one guy hit some 400-foot oppo line drive home run. So I don't know if I could say he pitched really good, but
I don't think our defense helped him out.
They didn't. Friday to me was a very alarming game because Coons didn't miss all the bats. He gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, struck out 10. Not necessarily a quality start, but a start in baseball, in college baseball especially. You give up 4 runs, 6 innings, like that. That's not a disaster by any means. To me, Sam, yeah, you're right. It was the alarming thing on Friday was Brendan Arvidsson looked like he was not ready. They've been talking about his injury concerns and everything. He came out there, and I didn't think he looked very good. And that's a name you're really going to rely on out of this bullpen. And
looking at him, he reminds me so much of the former pitcher Randy Johnson.
Well, he
remember when Randy Johnson threw a pitch and hit that bird.
Well, he looked like the bird. He looked like the bird on Friday.
What a great visual that was.
That happened in golf this weekend too.
Guy hit a bird.
Yeah, off a tee shot, I believe.
Imagine a lot of guys hit some birdies, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not really putting much stock into Friday,
and that's fine.
UCLA is just by far and away the best team in the country, and we're just
how would they fare against the Dodgers? UCLA,
they'd probably lose.
Get beat, yeah.
What would the score be?
A lot to a little.
Yeah.
Would that be like in the NFL?
25-2.
Really? You think it'd be that?
Nah,
bad?
I mean, I don't know. I
don't know how when
Yeah,
people
it
talk
would.
about what if Nick Saban's Alabama played the Cleveland Browns? Like how bad it would be? Would it be less in baseball or the same?
No, it'd be that bad.
Does UCLA maybe UCLA doesn't have a big time ace, but like, would you have said the same thing about LSU when they had Paul Skeens? Like, would college Paul Skeens have gotten absolutely rocked by an MLB roster, like an MLB lineup?
I mean, like, he might have been able to do all right, but like LSU wouldn't score on them.
Right. Well, yeah,
it's
no,
MLB pitcher. It's,
well, no. I know they'd lose, but I said,
what are we saying here, guys?
Well, we said 20. We said 25-2. I'm just saying they wouldn't have.
I mean,
like
maybe not 25-2, but it would be like a 10 to 1.
You think they would score 10 runs on college Paul
Yeah,
Skeens?
1,000%.
You think he got that much better between his 1 year at LSU to his rookie year?
It's just not. Paul Skeens will get run out of the game eventually, and their relievers will get shelled. Like,
well, if he goes 7 or 8,
plenty of guys that go get drafted out of college that go, die in single A. Like, it's hard as hell to get to the MLB. It's as hard as any sport.
But Paul Skeens wasn't that guy. Paul Skeens was really, really good as a rookie.
Paul Skeens can't play at every position.
I understand that, but he plays the most important position.
Sure, maybe they'd be able to hang around for 6 innings while Paul Skeens pitches, and then they'd get killed the other 3.
Yeah, sure.
I am imagining
and they'd get destroyed the other 2 games of the series.
I'm not saying they would win. I was just asking how bad do we think they would beat up on senior Paul Skeens or junior, whatever.
I am imagining the other side of it where they're trying to hit an MLB pitcher, and that seems crazy. Like, that seems impossible. As someone who has seen MLB pitchers up close,
well, an MLB expert like you,
Chris Sale, a guy like that, Clayton Kershaw. So, I mean, some of these guys, the speed, just the. I don't know how you'd even make.
You haven't
contact.
Seen a college pitcher like that in your 12 games that you watch a year,
right? Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Please note that I know the MLB team is winning. Just for the record, I was just asking how bad it would be because it feels like you'd have a better chance if you had a once in a generation pitcher like Paul Skeens. Important to note as well that like those guys don't grow on trees.
I could see where you say like maybe it wouldn't be as bad as the NFL team versus the.
I think the NFL versus the college. And I think the NBA versus the college would be wider gaps, is all I was saying. And maybe that's not even true. Maybe like Sam said, once you get to the bullpen, maybe it would look like batting practice.
Boy, that bullpen would be, yeah. If you didn't have just like a once-in-a-generation ace out there, like
if you had
this random college pitcher.
Oh, yeah, but if you had a top-of-the-line ace and then like maybe 3 arms out of the bullpen you could trust, maybe you could only give up like 7 or 8 runs.
Imagine some guy coming right out of the frat house trying to throw against Shohei Ohtani.
I wouldn't have wanted to throw Kirby Connell out there against. I wouldn't have wanted to throw Kirby out there.
Ding. Just are they using wooden bats or what kind of bats are we using in this game? You think?
I don't think that really matters.
No, probably not.
Now, Sam, you said to throw the UCLA game out.
Not necessarily throw it out, but like I'm not going to come to conclusions about our team based off of that game.
But do you feel that way because Tennessee was able to win the next 2 games? Or did you feel that way after Friday night?
UCLA is that good.
Right. But like, you weren't worried at all about the Tennessee baseball team on Friday night when they lost 12-5 to UCLA?
No, I mean, I was expecting a loss to UCLA. I'd say what you want, 12-5, but like, I think the response that you saw there in the middle of the game is like shows signs of life against an elite team like UCLA. And then I just wanted to see a response over the next 2 games, and I thought I saw that. So,
well, we definitely saw the response, and I feel much better here on Monday morning than I did on Friday nights. Not that I was ready to smash the panic button, but I was bracing for losing to Arizona State and then smashing the panic button. Now, of course, coming in knowing that you won those next 2 games goes a long way. Like it was a successful trip. You lost to UCLA, whatever, but you went 2-1. By the way, compare that to what your in-state rival Vanderbilt did, and you are in much better position than they are because they got embarrassed out in Vegas by UC Irvine, a 2-8 Arizona team, and then Oregon, who I imagine is a pretty solid team. I mean, I know they're always kind of in the postseason, but they went 0-3 out there. So, like,
not the first time somebody's been embarrassed in Vegas.
No, not the first time. I heard a story about one of our friends out in Vegas.
What happened?
Let's just say some bad decisions were made. Some poor decisions.
It is a town where that is common.
Yeah. They were the Vanderbilt Commodores of a trip to Vegas. I have heard, horror stories about that. But yeah,
so they lost to Irvine. That's a baseball school.
Yeah, but they also lost to an Arizona that was 1-8 on Saturday.
Oh,
now, I don't know if Arizona's just had a rough go of it because of injuries or whatever, what their talent's supposed to be like. But they lost they lost 3 out of 4 to like UConn.
UConn,
yeah, Arizona.
UConn has a baseball team,
right? And I want to say Arizona went 1-3 against them. So like it.
Oh boy,
it wasn't a good Arizona team. So Vandy comes out 7-5, really wondering what they have.
I bet the Whistler was really having a tough time getting any air for that one. Probably sounded like the whistle was dying.
My favorite thing so far in college baseball season is that Vandy's right field has come in by a significant margin because they're doing a lot of renovations to their stadium. And I've seen their fan base just bragging about how many home runs they hit after they have just made it their life mission to talk about Tennessee and how small our park is when we hit home runs. But now they try to brag about their home runs that they're hitting when they have a smaller park than us.
The hypocrisy. Yeah, they used to call ours the Little League Park. Little League Lindsey Nelson.
You were able to bounce back on Saturday. That one wasn't a dominant performance by any means, but you scored quickly. You made people feel good about the offense early in the game, scoring 4 runs in the second inning. And then your bullpen did enough, over the back half of the game, only allowing 1 run, where you came out feeling like that's a complete performance there. Your offense kind of went to sleep after the second inning and after scoring 4 runs. They did get 1 insurance run in the 9th, but your bullpen rose to the occasion there. And then on Sunday, your offense didn't really do anything, but your pitching staff was awesome against Virginia Tech. You allowed 1 solo shot, and that was the only offense you really gave up. You held Virginia Tech to 3 hits total. And then, only the 1 run on the solo bomb. You had Brown and Clark come up in the 6th inning with some big-time doubles. You were able to kind of manufacture enough runs there. And, your bullpen was just awesome.
Speaking of doubles, I tried the big arch over the weekend. And I got to say, overrated.
Overrated? Was it rated at all?
Carnivore?
No, I had bun. People, sometimes you got to eat some buns, Bubba. Get your face in there. And it was basically a Big Mac with, I thought, like crispy onions on it.
It wasn't even a different sauce?
Sauce tasted pretty much the same to me. They called it arch sauce, but it tasted a whole lot like mac sauce to me. I was disappointed when I ate it. I was like,
I wish you gave us a video that you posted, like the McDonald's CEO trying it.
Oh, yeah, where he's, this is good. Like a robot. What a great quality hamburger / cheeseburger we have made. I'm going to feed this to my family. Yum.
Tennessee with 2 midweek games this week.
2?
Yep.
What are we playing, Tuesday and Wednesday?
That's right. ETSU on Tuesday, Oakland on Wednesday, and then you're hosting a Wright State team this weekend that, is a respected mid-major.
They're going to be looking for revenge.
Yeah.
After what happened to them some years ago.
Yeah, I'd say you're right.
So ETSU. We using wooden bats for that one? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay. And then you said Oakland.
Yeah.
From California?
No, I think this is the one from up in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
The Bears.
The Oakland Bears.
Kent State and Wright State played last week. Of course, Kent State came in and took 2 out of 3 from you. Kent State and Wright State played, and Wright State beat them on Wednesday 8-1.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I was told Kent State was a really quality loss. You're telling me they got beat up by Wright State?
I'm telling you, Wright State beat them 8-1.
You know how baseball is.
Campbell, that's another team we've played in the postseason.
Soup?
They played Wright State this weekend, and Wright State took 2 out of 3 from them. So
I bet they had some chunky boys.
Wright State was able to win 1 game at Georgia this year. They won the Saturday game 3. It was the second game of a doubleheader.
And where is Wright State? Is that North Carolina?
For some reason, I thought it was Ohio. But
Yeah, Ohio is whatever I thought, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Wright brothers.
Yeah, I don't think it's named after them. I want to say, Greene
Spelled the
County.
same.
Greene County, Ohio. So it's in Dayton. It's in Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton.
Yeah.
Be a hard place to be single, wouldn't it?
Because of Dayton. He's dating. I mean, it might be a fun place to be single. You're going on all the dates, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So you're still checked out on baseball. Sam, where's your confidence scale on a 1 to 100 on this team still being a really good, host a regional team?
Like in the 70s.
Okay. Where was it at preseason?
In the 70s.
Okay. I would have been more in the 80s in the preseason and then probably in the 70s now. So you're saying you haven't been affected at all with the early start, with the way the season's gone? Because I've been affected slightly. I've been knocked down a little bit.
I mean, losing a series to a midweek type opponent doesn't make you feel good, but I don't know. I think two very important pieces of this lineup are not even in the lineup yet, so I'm just kind of waiting to reserve judgment there for those guys to kind of get healthy and get back into the lineup.
That's fair. My confidence has gone down a little bit. Nothing drastic, nothing major, and winning the last two this weekend definitely helped.
Tony Vitello wouldn't have lost to Kent State.
Not twice.
But to Sam's point, true baseball people will tell you February don't matter. Real smart baseball people, they say, look, don't worry about February. That's what they say.
No, but every now and then a team will come out and fall on their face and never get off the mat. Like
A&M last year.
Well, I was going to say, I think Texas A&M going through that last year should have Tennessee fans at least a little bit more alert. Now, I don't want that narrative to become a talking point, which is why I thought winning those last two games in Texas was such a big deal. If you'd have came out of that weekend 1-2 or, God forbid, 0-3, that would have really, really gotten ramped up. Now you should come out of it and you're okay. Hell, you might move up in the rankings.
We'd have the pitchforks out today if we had gone 0-3.
Yeah. And nationally, not obviously it wouldn't be on ESPN, but in baseball circles, Baseball America, those guys.
Kendall Rogers.
Yeah, they'd be talking about Tennessee like something that feels off with this.
Yeah.
Too early to
good idea what it is.
Too early to panic,
Coach left.
But yeah, those would have happened. And now they're not going to because you were able to win the next two games.
That's right.
Bubba, any baseball takes?
I think we're ahead of schedule.
Wow, glass half full, Bubba. He is sick. Sam, send us a break. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go. Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hear that?
That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I know Sam is looking at the long term, wasn't worried about the baseball program, but I do think Danny White probably had to really exhale that they were able to go 2-1 because he's taking it from all angles. Like right now is not a good time to be a Tennessee sports fan. Not especially compared to the last 3 or 4 years. Like it doesn't feel like you're really in a good place with any sport. You can still say baseball because they went 2-1. You can still say that they're okay. They still have a really good spot, but you would have to even acknowledge that it's a peg or two down from where you were a couple years ago, obviously, when you won a national championship.
Wouldn't you feel better? I mean, you feel better about men's basketball, don't you, than you do baseball?
About this year or like in the next couple years?
No, I mean, if we're talking health of the program, like consistency, like I don't think I think it's too early to tell on Elander. We don't know yet, but I mean, we know we got Rick Barnes.
How long do you have Rick Barnes?
You ready to run him out?
No, I'm asking how long do you feel like you have him? And I know we've been having this conversation for a while now, like in terms of how many years he had left, but like, and he keeps going, he keeps going, he keeps going. But yeah, I'm asking like how long do you think Rick Barnes is still going to be on the basketball?
I don't know.
Sidelines.
I don't know. Do you have any inside information?
I don't.
Any secret?
I don't.
Secret info?
My only secret info is public info in the sense of like this season doesn't feel like it's been nearly as fun as the last couple seasons.
He doesn't seem like he's having much fun, does he?
And he shouldn't be.
Although I don't know, he was smiling after the game when he shook hands with Nate Oates. He did look like he was having fun then, right after we lost. Did you see people criticizing that?
I saw the picture of it. I didn't know people were criticizing it though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's people online.
Yeah.
Smiling after we lost our biggest rival.
Are they our biggest rival?
No. Kentucky is our biggest rival.
So like I don't know. I don't know how many years Rick Barnes has left.
Do you have confidence in Elander, like being able to reach a peak that's higher than what Rick Barnes has reached?
We're not looking at the past, are we? We're looking at the future. The Elite Eight is probably the equivalent of making Omaha, or at least like making a super regional, hosting a super regional. Maybe you're up 1-0 in the super regional. I don't know exactly what the math is, but like I could see Elander. Yeah, I have confidence that Elander, if he's here for 5 years, will have us at least in a super regional at home. And I would imagine that you'll be in Omaha at least one of those 5 times.
I'm going to sound like a really spoiled Tennessee baseball fan.
But say you don't care about that?
But I'm just gonna, like, that ain't good enough. A super regional. Just like
is making Omaha good enough?
We made it 3 out of 4 years. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the standard for Tennessee baseball as far as I'm concerned, is making Omaha. Now, you're not going to make it every year, but
and that's fine. That's not even the conversation I'm having, but I have confidence that he can make it there. Do I have confidence Rick Barnes makes another Elite Eight in the next couple of years? No.
Yeah.
Not really. Like, I'm not going to have any – and that's not to say that it can't happen, because it could happen, later this month. This team can still beat anybody. I still feel that way, but, like, I'm not – we're not going to be favored to make the Elite Eight. Like, it's going to come with maybe 1 or maybe even 2 upsets to get there.
I don't know if Rick Barnes will make another Elite Eight. I mean, statistically, probably no.
Right now, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence that we will be making a Final Four, right? Like,
But we would have felt the same way before we brought in Dalton Connect. We would have felt the same way before we brought in Chaz Lanier. Like,
sure,
the way that he's been able to work the portal, I do think has been a good thing for Tennessee basketball.
You've only really got you only have one guy on this roster right now that was a hit though from the portal, right? I mean, Gillespie.
Yeah.
If you want to say Carey was a hit in terms of him being an SEC rotation player, okay, maybe.
Yeah, and we don't have those program guys that we had before.
Right. And that's not even – I'm not putting down Rick Barnes. I know it might sound like I've been critical of him this episode, but, like, I think that's more of a testament to Zakai and Jemai and Josiah, like the guys who have really built it. And maybe we got a couple guys here that will be the 4-year guys.
And Jordan Gainey.
That built it. Yeah, Gainey deserves a lot of respect too.
Guy that always was overlooked as a sixth man, basically.
But my question when we're looking at the basketball program, what fires you up about the 2026-2027 basketball Vols?
Just that Rick Barnes is my coach.
Right, but
that's it.
But what on the roster excites you?
Nothing on the roster.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, is the roster not going to be completely overhauled? Like Felix graduates.
Well, no, you'll have Boswell back.
Jacoby graduates. Yeah. Nate Ament goes pro. You'll have Bishop Boswell, JP Estrella,
and
Dwayne Brown.
And then you can work the portal. I feel like we have
work the portal. To me, is like a nice little yada 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 throw in. Like you have to hit a grand slam in the portal. Like hitting the portal for Dalton Connect and Chaz Lanier were grand slams. Like, and you got somewhat lucky with Connect.
Was Lanier a grand slam?
Compared to what the portal looks like this year and compared to like the other guys, yeah, like Lanier was really, really, really damn good.
Well, Connect was a grand slam because he's a player of the year.
If you want to call Lanier a 3-run homer or a 2-run homer, okay, that's fine. But he's a hell of a lot better than Jacoby Gillespie at this point in terms of making you a winning basketball team.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd go with a 2-run homer.
Okay, that's fine.
That's just me. But that is kind of confusing the two sports when you refer to that as a 2-run homer, because we're talking baseball, but we're also talking basketball. And you got to keep up, folks.
And maybe it's not fair to say he's a hell of a lot better than Jacoby Gillespie. Maybe that's not fair because Jacoby Gillespie doesn't have enough help. Like maybe if you dropped in Jacoby Gillespie and Chaz Lanier's spot last year, he would have had the same type of success. Maybe, possibly. But like that goes along with just the transfer portal idea, is like supplementing the roster versus trying to build the roster. They're asking Gillespie and Lanier to do two different things, but Gillespie's struggling to do his thing.
So next 5 years, you taking Elander or Barnes? I give you 5 years of what?
Elander.
Without a doubt, huh?
For me, yes.
Okay.
I'm taking Barnes over Kim Caldwell. It's like, I don't want to sound like I'm just completely out on Barnes. That's not the case. But, like, Elander, you got to give him time to become who you think he can be. Like, he's not a proven, finished product. He's going to have to grow as a coach.
And where do I rank in all this?
You, Cody, would probably be dead last. I don't have much confidence that you'll still be around in 5 years. On the show or on this earth?
On this earth. I'll be on the earth. I got the Mickey Mantle gene. I'm probably going to outlive all of you. Like, it's going to be surprising and weird as you guys die. And you're like, how is Cody still alive? But I have great.
My final thoughts as I'm dying.
I have great genetics. Like, if we're being honest.
Okay.
I got a lot of old people in my family.
All right.
But I am fat. I am pretty fat.
If you're asking about Josh Heupel, I'd probably take. Do I take Heupel's 5 years or Barnes in the 5 years? Not even knowing how many 5. Because like Heupel might not be here in 5 years either. I mean, at this point it'd be a betting favorite that he wouldn't be.
Yeah, to me I take Barnes.
Okay. Like Barnes probably has a better chance of being here 5 years than Heupel does, right?
Yeah, until he chooses to retire. Because Barnes ain't getting fired.
Right.
So
right. Whereas you could tell me Heupel is fired after this year or next year.
You could tell me Heupel's fired after the Texas game.
there's probably a non-zero chance of that happening.
Like if you lose to Georgia Tech and then
there's a non-zero chance. I
don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, it's probably not higher than 10% chance, but it is a possibility.
Probably what James Franklin thought, too.
Right, exactly. When James Franklin got fired after a month, like, it's on the table for anybody. Yeah. Hour 2 in the books. We'll continue the conversation with Hour 3. Let us know. Give us your rankings, your future rankings for this athletic department. How you rank them in terms of confidence for the next 5 years. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10, ay. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kim, babe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we making new friends.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This batch of headlines is brought to you by the dental offices of our friends over at Knoxville Smiles. Don't put off your mouth health any longer. They can do it all for you at Knoxville Smiles. Visit KnoxvilleSmiles.com
to take a virtual tour, to book an appointment. If you need to stay in after hours, they are open late on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Local dentistry done right, KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Hour 3 headlines. Give me the news, Cody Mack.
Thank you, John. Speaking of Johns, John Calipari on his career-tying worst loss ever, he says, stuff happens. That was his quote. Worst loss of his career. He says, I wish it would have gone faster. It was so bad. He said, yeah, stuff happens. My first year at UMass, I had some of these.
Kind of funny that him and Rick Pitino, I always kind of think of them kind of in the same breath. Like they're kind of linked to me just because of the rivalry, the slick back hair. UConn beat the absolute hell out of St. John's.
Slick back. This is pushback.
The pushback hair. I think of them being connected. St. John's didn't get a field goal for the last 18 minutes of the game and got beat by 40. And then Arkansas gets absolutely murked on the road themselves.
Calipari said he told the boys, look, we had a great February. We got 2 games left. Let's get out of here and go. Let's just get out of here. That's what he said. Get out of Gainesville.
No reason to watching the film. Just burn it. Whatever.
Yeah, that Florida team, they're rolling.
Did you see the new headline coming from Chris Lowe?
Chris Lowe
and Josh Heupel?
No.
Josh Heupel, well, he shares the feeling of Tennessee fans. Quote, we're in a race to get it done as fast as possible. It being winning a national championship, but also says that he is in favor of a 2014 playoff. Quote, the way college football is constantly changing, that probably makes the most sense.
I bet he is with his 8-4 every other year record. Heupel's due a double-digit win season. He's due, man.
He needs it.
He needs it. Well, Colorado's quarterback, Dominique Ponder, has died early Sunday morning in a single-car crash, according to police. He was 23. The entire Colorado Athletics family is devastated at the tragic passing of Dominique. Apparently, the crash occurred around 3 a.m. Sunday around Boulder. He was driving a Tesla.
Really?
Lost control on a curve, and the car went across the eastbound lane, striking a guardrail and then an electrical line pole before rolling down an embankment and catching on fire.
Okay.
This just got worse. The description kept getting worse.
Yeah, I thought what you said was going to hit a pole and got electrocuted or something. But, I mean, the Teslas usually have a pretty high safety rating, so, you don't hear of too many.
Yeah, unless they decide to drive under a Walmart trailer for no reason.
R.I.P. to him.
It's their quarterback. I don't know if he was the quarterback, if he was in line to be the starter, but
either way, I mean, yeah, it's sad, but on the field, if that was a starting quarterback, that would throw a real wrinkle into the plans.
Well, yeah, and then Ryan Staub, he transferred to us, so I don't know. Deion's a little short depth-wise in the quarterback room now. The NCAA says targeting penalties are slowly declining since 2020.
Targeting penalties?
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that's because guys have been successfully coached to quit doing it?
Yeah, it says they've dropped from about 1 in every 4 games to approximately 1 in every 7 games.
That's surprising that you tell me that in 2021 it was only 1 in every 4 games, because I feel like we saw basically 1 a game around that time. I know maybe it's just bias of thinking of how they stand out when they happen, but I would have thought they would have been way higher than 1 every 4 games. 1 in every 7 also seems like a super high number.
It seems like a high number, doesn't it?
Although I guess, now that I think of it, I mean, were there any targetings in Tennessee games this year? None that really stood out either way. I don't remember getting one in our favor or against us. Not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying none of them stood out.
Lady Vols softball still number 1 in America.
How about it?
As of 45 minutes ago.
How about it? Look at the ladies.
Baseball rankings, we're up to number 19.
Okay, so yeah, I said we might even go up in the rankings for going 2-1, and that appears to be what happened.
That is D1 baseball, yeah. We're number 19 there.
I think that's fair. Whatever. Let's keep it rolling. Softball, they were in a little bit of a dogfight this weekend with, was it UConn? No, Penn State. Penn State, I believe. A little bit of a dogfight on, was it Friday nights? We were down 1-0 going in. I want to say, was it the 8th inning we hit the grand slam in? We had a grand slam late in the game to go from down 1-0 to up 4-1. I want to say it was the 8th inning that happened in. Nope, 5th inning. They don't play 9 innings. That's what I meant. Jesus Christ. I know they don't play 9 innings, everybody. I was misspeaking. It was late in the game. I thought it was the 6th inning, the penultimate inning, but it wasn't. It was the 5th. Let's move on. Shout out to Ella Dodge, though, for smacking the grand slam.
A massive 15.75-pound bass was landed at Nickajack Lake. Are you familiar where Nickajack is?
No. I've heard of it.
It's in Tennessee.
I know it's in Tennessee, but it's down. Okay, it's down in Chattanooga, right?
Okay. It has surpassed the current Tennessee state record set in 2015 by roughly half a pound. The catch is pending certification and could become the new state record. A big bass caught by a big boy.
Hell yeah, that's a picture right there.
Yes.
I saw this picture. It was awesome.
You think he cheated?
Do I think he cheated?
How do you cheat?
You think he just brought the fish with him and had it already hooked and dropped it in the water and said, "Oh, look what I caught"?
Well, no, but sometimes, I don't know if you've seen this with the competition and stuff, but they'll use lead weights.
Oh, they put the weights inside the fish.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I mean, it'd be pretty sad if he was. It's a big old fish. It'd be pretty sad if he was cheating just to get a record. It's one thing to cheat to get a bunch of prize money. It's another thing just to cheat.
That guy that caught that fish doesn't look like a cheater.
No,
out of the water.
He looks like he hates the cheaters.
I think he uses sonar in the most complex way.
I got no clue how he caught this fish. Bubba is just a big ass fish. I will say from the picture, he probably should. I don't like the underneath angle looking up. He should have gotten a little bit higher with the camera. Had it straightened up versus kind of looking up at it. But either way, good looking fish.
That is a good looking fish. You know, this weekend was the Knoxville Boat Show, and the Bassmaster Classic's coming up also.
Now, see, if it was going to be rigged, Bubba, he would have done this 2 weekends ago and gotten everybody really fired up for the boat show this weekend. If it was rigged, if they were putting weights in it, they should have done it a couple weeks ago to drum up some interest for the boat show.
Did you see Luka Doncic throwing his clothes at Austin Reeves?
No.
Austin was trying to do an interview in the locker room.
No, I don't watch anything with the Lakers anymore.
Luka was messing with him. Lane Kiffin leaving LSU, set to become the new Ayatollah of Iran. We killed the Ayatollah. I guess you saw that over the weekend.
I saw the argument from the Wikipedia admins as they were trying to decide whether or not they were going to update the Wikipedia to say he was dead.
They weren't sure about it yet.
And they were just arguing about, can they trust the New York Times? Can they trust all these news reports and everything? Mm-hmm. I just find it to be fascinating into how we consume news in 2026. So many people just are so skeptical of believe. Half of us believe everything the first time we see it on a Facebook post or something. The other half are like, I need more information. Everything's a conspiracy. Everything's a false flag. Everything's fake. We got to wait till 10 people have confirmed it. And the admin are like, bro, the government is saying it. Multiple governments. Australia's saying it. Everybody we got to wait. We got to wait until it's independently verified. And they were just arguing about how news works.
Yeah. Diego Pavi at the Combine, this was Friday, so a bit of old news, but you see where he said that his frontal lobe wasn't developed?
Said give him another year.
He says, Clark Lee always pressed your frontal lobe isn't fully developed till you're 25, and I just turned 24, so I've still got some time, he said.
He barely cracked 5'8" in the Combine measurements. When I saw his official measurements come in, I was like, we got beat by a guy who was 5'5".
We got beat by William Pattison.
Basically, yeah.
That's kind of what happened this time last year in the basketball tournament, too.
Yeah, it did.
We got beat. We just ran out of gas.
No. I mean, we did run out of gas, but that Matt kid was the X factor. Just tall. We didn't have any size. I mean, we didn't have any height. We had size. We had a lot of girth, but we didn't have any height. And Jack couldn't make a damn layup.
Like
Maybe me and you
out there.
Maybe me and you ran out of gas.
I certainly did.
Maybe Jack did. Maybe Jack ran out of gas because he had to carry everything, and he was missing layups at the end. That was rough. That was tough.
Karen Weekly had an odd comment about. Did you see her comment about keeping your hole clenched?
No, I didn't.
This is a real comment. She was doing an interview. This is coming from Paige Dower, a Tennessee reporter. We talked about how it's impossible to keep a certain body part clenched when you're breathing out of your diaphragm. I said, quote, clench that hole right now and breathe. And they realized you can't do both, she said to her team over the weekend. I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about there, but she seems to be doing a great job because...
You can't breathe out your nose with your holes clenched?
I don't know which hole, and, we don't want to get too deep into this because that's... But that's what she said. That's what Karen Weekly said.
Whatever she's saying, she's pressing the right buttons.
Exactly.
She's a winning coach.
No criticism at all coming from us. She's doing a fine job over
She's
there.
a damn winner.
She's the best coach over there right now. Ain't no doubt.
She's got the best program.
Yep, she does.
Would a softball natty do anything for you?
Yeah, a little bit. I always watch the softball team in the spring.
Sure.
Like when it's playoff time.
Sure.
When it's NCAA tournament time. Be cool to get a softball natty.
Would it do anything for you, Sam?
Yeah. I feel like you've got like enough history with Tennessee's program where it's not just like a one-off thing. I feel like that'd be a good kind of bow to tie onto the program.
Bubba?
So to speak.
Bubba, would it do anything for you?
I would appreciate it a lot.
Okay. I would be happy for Karen Weekly to finish second twice and to not be able to like get over the hump and win it all. I think would be really cool for them to do it, especially her, being 20-something years into this thing. I think that'd be awesome. But I don't know if it would do a lot for me, like as a fan.
I think it's one that you'd be feeling like hell yeah for like a week, and then probably a little bit after that it's wearing off.
The hashtag everything school thing would send everybody spiraling back down, like, oh, who cares? Be good at football. I will say, like, as a kid, I loved watching Monica Abbott. Like, whenever she was pitching back in the day, like I thought she was such a badass. Like, I did want her to win and like to beat that Arizona team, and it'd be cool if we were actually able to kick the door down and do it. Last year, I liked watching them in Oklahoma City last year. Blowing that game against Oklahoma was pretty rough.
The storylines would be cool, kind of having like your next Monica Abbott right now with Carlin Pickens.
And her sticking around because, I mean, she had big money offers to leave, and she stuck around. I'm sure she got paid handsomely here too, but like she's a player that you've grown with. She's not a hired gun. She'd be like a program girl that was able to, make good and to get it done. That'd be pretty cool.
Karen Weekly called her the most coachable athlete she's ever had in her entire coaching career.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the type of stuff you want to say about your star player, so that's cool. She seems like a sweetheart. I mean, she seems like a good person. I'd like to see her win.
Yeah, me too. Greg Sankey wants college sports to return to one-time transfer rule. He's calling for national eligibility standards that put academics first while bringing consistency to roster management.
See, I don't think you can say you're putting academics first. I think that's what we can't keep lying about. Just say, hey, roster consistencies and the fan experience. We're a business. The fans don't like unlimited transfers.
Well, this is what Dick Weiss says, and he's in the National Sports Writers Hall of Fame.
Because you can't say that it's like about academic things whenever all the other students can transfer. As long as you go somewhere where your credits transfer, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Sankey expressed concern about older players remaining in college athletics for extended periods, noting that the presence of 26 to 28-year-olds can limit opportunities for high school recruits.
Okay. Sure. Again, I don't think we really care about that. The high school students, if they're good enough, can go somewhere else and play. It just might not be at Tennessee, but then they can go somewhere else and play and then maybe get to a place like Tennessee. So I don't really buy that. I'm in favor of the one-time transfer rule because I think it's stupid to have to re-recruit your roster every single year. I think a nice compromise would be, hey, you get to transfer one time wherever you want and you don't have to sit out. If you transfer the second time, you have to sit out. Hell, if you even want to say, like, as a grad transfer, you don't have to sit out the second time, I'm fine with that too. But, yeah, to be able to transfer as a freshman, a sophomore, and junior, no, that's stupid.
And a man in Nashville has been arrested after defecating on the sidewalk and blaming the nearby dogs for it. He said there's all kind of dogs that walk through that area. Could have been them.
Well, it could be. Unless you saw him do it, how do you know?
The man was charged with vandalism. I guess that's what you get when you defecate on the sidewalk.
We'll dive into some of these Josh Heupel quotes. We'll talk about the programs. You got any more headlines you need to get to?
Just one other. Paul McCartney, in recent comments, takes a shot at the other Beatles, saying, go back and look at who wrote all the hits. This is coming from Vanity Fair.
Did he need to do that?
I don't think so. I think the Beatles are regarded pretty highly, and he is himself. I don't know why he had to say that.
Well, I know the Beatles are highly regarded, but like in my mind, he's the main guy.
I mean, Lennon's been dead for 46 years.
So is he saying that, like, is he trying to, like, get credit from John Lennon?
I don't know. George Harrison's been dead for, 20 years at least.
And no one takes Ringo seriously. Like
30 years.
I feel like, I mean, maybe it is just that. Maybe that's it. Maybe music people view it differently than I do because I don't really care about the Beatles.
Music people would tell you George Harrison was kind of low key, the
secret sauce or the main guy.
Yeah, like maybe he should have been regarded higher,
okay,
even than John and Paul at times.
Okay,
but he never was.
Maybe that's just him outliving everybody. So when I think of the Beatles, I think of him. But I guess that's the benefit of being the sole survivor type of thing.
Paul wrote some pretty annoying songs too. Like I love when there's an old interview where they're asking Lennon about working on Rocky Raccoon, which is a very deep throwaway Beatles song. It's kind of a good song. I kind of like it, but he's like, we're in there for 5 days, man, working on Rocky Raccoon. And Paul, you just have to watch the interview. But they kind of got annoyed with Paul, some of those things. Then again, Yoko Ono, who's more annoying than that, right?
Yeah, okay. Maybe Paul McCartney does need to step up and try to get his credit.
I don't know.
Go check the receipts. I wrote "Let It Be." I mean, I don't know if he did or not. I don't know which songs he wrote, but "Come Together," that was me.
Paul was "Let It Be."
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about "Come Together." It might have been more of a collaborative.
They just did it all together. I see. We'll look at some of Josh Heupel's quotes. We'll talk some Tennessee athletics. Stick with us.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Josh Heupel says he wants to give the fans what they want, a national championship. Bubba, how does that make you feel knowing Josh Heupel wants to give you a national championship?
I hope he wants to give us a national championship.
He wants to give you one. He says, a natty. I want it, fans.
I'll accept it.
We're trying to get there. How does that make you feel, Cody? Does that fire you up?
Well, I hope it's his goal. I mean, I expect him to feel that way. It doesn't really do anything for me to hear it. I mean, you know, obviously he's not going to say we're hoping for 10 wins at best.
Our goal is to be competitive every game.
Yeah, I mean, is that what he said? He came out and said we want a natty?
Yeah, he says he's trying to get there for the people. He says we know what you want. We're trying to get there.
We're trying to get a national championship.
He also had at least I'll give you the quote. You tell me if it's interesting or not. This comes from his sit down with Chris Lowe on 3. If you have a On 3 subscription, you can go read it. I won't read all their work, but this quarterback quote. Appreciate Caleb for sending it in. Heupel said there aren't any favorites in the quarterback race and noted that Dylan Gabriel started 12 games for him as a true freshman at UCF in 2019. And noted that redshirt senior Brandon Wimbush started the first game of that season. So he started Wimbush the first game, benched him for Gabriel, and then Gabriel started the rest of the games, essentially. So I don't know if that's his way of saying, hey, just because so-and-so starts the first game doesn't mean that Faison Brandon will be out of the mix. I have made a quarterback switch before. Quote, at the end of the day, it's still a productivity business at quarterback. You go through practices and feel like you have a guy, and then ultimately it's got to translate and play out that way on the field. So that quote to me is him saying, no matter who we choose first, they got to perform, they got to produce.
I've heard from some people that they really like Faison.
Yeah,
like not necessarily saying that he's like going to be the favorite to win the job, but he might be.
Faison's my favorite at this point. Or he's my pick. He's my pick. He's not the favorite right now, but I do think he'll win out the job. By the time Texas comes to town, I think Faison Brandon will be your starting quarterback. That's how I feel. Now we'll see how it plays out. I do think Josh would have the predisposition to go with veterans, but like George McIntyre, not really a veteran. He's not really that guy. And I think I said deposition. I meant disposition. Yeah.
I almost corrected you.
No, I got there
I was
myself.
Like, no,
I got there myself. Thank you.
Let him do it.
I got there myself. Predisposition.
Because I didn't want to be that guy.
I appreciate you. I know words too. It's just sometimes when you talk, they don't come out the right way. Predisposition to go with a veteran quarterback.
A deposition is what Joey Aguilar was dealing with.
Jury Duty season 2 coming out in a week or so on Amazon. I'm excited for that, but I don't think there is a advantage for George McIntyre.
Buck writes in, the best way for Heupel to give Tennessee a natty would be to resign. That made me laugh. To resign. Just resign. Just hang it up.
I want Tennessee
can't win
football.
Here. I can't do this.
I want Tennessee football to win big, and that's why I'm stepping away.
Today I'm stepping down as your head football coach, and I'm going to hope they can get somebody else in here who might have a better shot at it.
I mean, he'd leave with a high approval rating.
Yeah.
If that was like his reason, it's like, you know what? I say I ain't cut out for it.
I don't want to waste any more of your time and your money, folks.
I just love the thought of Buck like at work or sitting at home, like trying to rack his brain on ways Heupel can win a title. Like, nope, only way to do it is for him to resign.
Just resign. Yeah. I mean, it would be respectable, you know.
I do like when the coaches like say they don't want their buyout if they get fired. Like, you know what? I didn't earn it. Just
Jimbo Fisher certainly never said that, did he?
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do, but I do. Was it the Oregon State coach maybe that got fired? It's like, you know what? Just don't even pay me. I didn't earn it. I'm good. I suck. My fault.
It's good to hear that they're trying to do the things necessary to help us win a natty.
I asked the question on Twitter to rank the Vol programs. Now, Cody, I changed it from our discussion from 5 years to 3 years.
Okay.
I think I have more confidence that Rick Barnes will be here in 3 years than I do 5 years, and I didn't want my replies just to be all questions about Barnes's, longevity,
retirement.
Yeah,
right.
So I tried to dumb it down a little bit and just make it a smaller window
Okay.
to rank the Vols programs for the next 3 years. I left softball off. No disrespect to them, but I put baseball, basketball, football, women's basketball. We all know softball would have been the number one answer.
What about our cross-country track and field program?
We're talking about sports, Bubba.
Yeah, I got no feelings of ill will towards them, but
What about our club rugby team?
I got no.
Where do they play? At the Millen Mine?
I got no feelings of disrespect towards the rugby team, nor to intern Maddie's club basketball team. No disrespect intended.
Don't forget rowing.
Yeah. Baseball, basketball, football, women's basketball. How would you rank them in terms of your level of confidence?
Are you asking me this?
Yes.
Oh, boy. So women's basketball right now is last.
Okay.
Third. Men's basketball I'm putting first.
Men's basketball is first. Women's basketball is last. Okay.
Barnes number 1. Women's basketball number 4.
Okay.
Baseball and football, I think, I don't really like where we're at in football, but I guess I'd put Elander at 3 and Heupel at 2.
Okay.
And 2 and 3 is up in the air for me, kind of, but.
So you go men's basketball, football, baseball, women's basketball. Sam, how do you rank them?
If George McIntyre is your starting quarterback, I go baseball or basketball, baseball, football, women's basketball.
Wow, you must really hate Kim Caldwell.
And if Faison Brandon's your starting quarterback, I go basketball, football, baseball, women's basketball.
Maybe we're undervaluing Kim here at 4 because she is going to have the best roster set up with the young talent, right?
I don't know if that young talent's going to stick around.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think she can coach. That's a big issue with her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's even going to be on the team next year. Like they're going to have to throw some money at the problems. But like we talked about last week, it's hard to go from already spending too much money on this program to having to spend more money while they're not producing. So like I think we'd all be in favor of the money drying up on the women's program.
I don't want that to happen because I want to see them successful. Like I want them to, I'd love for her to work out.
It's crazy to me that you feel that way, and you're consistent about it. But like, it's crazy to me you feel that way when it comes to the money, just because you're such a football guy.
Well, yeah, but I realize that we can't just give all our money to football. We could, but like if you're to tell me that would get me a football national championship, I'd sign up for it in a heartbeat.
What if I tell you it gives you a 5% better chance of winning a football national championship?
And we completely cut the Lady Vols out?
And just not completely cut them out. They'll still have a team, but they won't be a high spender.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah. Even for a 5% chance of more success?
Yeah.
Because I think that's, of course, everybody would lock in if it led to championships in football, but like none of that's guaranteed. But if it gave you one more good player or two more good players,
I would take that. I wouldn't feel good about it, though, because you can never cut that program out based on the history. You just can't do it. It would be a disservice to Pat Summitt.
Forever? Like you feel this way forever? Like we have to prop up women's basketball around here forever?
I think you always have to.
Even though we haven't made a Final Four in 19 years?
I think you always have to put a valiant effort in to prioritize that program.
Okay.
To the best you can. I mean, not to where it takes away from football, because football's the breadwinner. I don't know, man. I don't know how you disperse of all these funds, because you have certain schools that have done it a certain way. Like LSU, for example, they're prioritizing their women's basketball, but they've also got baseball to care about and football, so that men's basketball takes the back seat there.
I don't know if that's accurate when it comes to their actual payouts, but it seems that way when it comes to the extra like NIL money. Like I don't know about the schools' allotments or whatever, but
we can't have men's basketball taking a back seat because we got back-to-back Elite Eights.
Hashtag everything school.
Problem is you can't afford everything.
Bubba, how do you rank them?
Well, Gino Ariema is currently old.
Okay.
But he's not within 3 years of retiring old. So that puts the Lady Vols women's basketball at the bottom at 4. Rick Barnes, he's going at 3. Josh Elander, he's going at 2. And Josh Heupel will bring me a natty. So he's going at 1.
You feel the best about the state of football in the next 3 years?
Yeah, with all these, court cases and eligibility rules, at least one time and something will go our way. Also, I believe in Faison Brandon.
There has been a lot more football love in my replies than I thought. I kind of thought football might be dead last, honestly.
Well, you do throw Faison into that, and it changes the math, hopefully, is the hope.
Plus, Jim Knowles' defense gets, a couple years in the system. Players are understanding it a little bit.
The problem with football is, as Guns N' Roses once wrote about, patience. It may take 2 years. Like this year may be tough, but you get Faison in there, you get a year under his belt, and you hope as a sophomore he's a pretty good quarterback.
As Axl Rose said, time is on my side. So,
But is time on our football coach's side?
That's what I was going to say, but I don't know if that's the case. Now, you do. If you tell me you got a freshman quarterback, okay, time's on your side a little bit there. But, man, maybe I'm too NFL brained. And I'm very excited about Faison Brandon. Don't get me wrong. But, having a really good freshman quarterback prospect does not hit the same as it does for me, with the Titans with Cam Ward. The obvious reasons being you have more time with your rookie quarterback in the NFL than you do a freshman quarterback in college football. Faison Brandon, George McIntyre, whoever, any freshman could be here today and gone tomorrow. those guys don't have contracts. But also, like, by the time they get good, it's about time to leave school. Like, you realistically might only have one swing at the plate, one chance to chop the pinata down, like, Faison Brandon's junior year maybe. That might be the only chance you actually have, or the roster's good enough around him, he has experience, and he's got all the tools he needs to succeed, and you got 1 year before he goes to the pros. Like, that might be the case. Like, Indiana, they connected on their swing with Mendoza, but it wasn't like Mendoza was going to be there forever for them to, like, oh, we'll get them next year. No, like, it was do or die with them in Mendoza, and they succeeded. I give them all the credit for that. But, like, with Faison Brandon, I don't expect him to kick any doors down this year in terms of, like, ultimate team success. It would be really, really cool to have a true freshman take you to the college football playoff. Don't get me wrong. But, like, chances are it's not going to happen. So maybe sophomore year, maybe junior year. Maybe you got 2 swings versus 1, but
that's where the patience comes in.
Yeah, but that's also like, man, everything's got to go your way. You got to have
one phrase that doesn't apply to the current landscape of college football, it's "we got time."
Yeah. Every year's year one, like John Pennington said. Still the dumbest thing I think I've heard.
Another thing Axl Rose said is it's hard to hold a candle in the cold November rain.
Sure.
And I'm sitting there thinking about a 5-4 football team. Josh Heupel trying to light that candle. It might get a little hairy.
Wait, he did "Candle in the Wind"?
Well, no, it's a different song.
Oh,
it's holding a candle in the cold November rain.
"Candle in the Rain," not "Candle in the Wind." Okay.
Well, that's not the name of the song, but nonetheless, yeah, it's "Candle in the Wind." You're thinking of a different artist.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have bet almost anything that was not Guns N' Roses. I would have bet almost anything.
Yeah, that "Candle in the Wind" was written by.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I was confused. I was like, Axl Rose isn't that guy, but
right.
Man, I was.
The guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Yeah. Come on.
"Candle in the Wind."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think I know Billy Joel? I watched that documentary.
Yeah. I know Billy Joel.
I watched that documentary on HBO.
I knew you knew that one.
Give me some credit.
It's a great documentary.
It was fantastic.
Bubba, you seen the Billy Joel documentary yet?
A lot of people giving the softball love, so I do feel a little bit like a jackass for not including them. But like I do think we knew they would be clearly voted number 1 because they're the number 1 team in the country right now.
Yeah, I see why you didn't include them. It makes sense. And they're not one of the big 4. Even if Karen Weekly wins a national championship this year, they still won't be in that top 4.
Maybe they should be. Like
maybe they should, but it's just the way it is,
They maybe deserve their credit over women's basketball. Like, in terms of, it's been long enough. Like, I told you the Lady Vols ain't made a Final Four since 2008. Softball team's been pretty damn good that entire time. They've been the premier program on the women's side for about 20 years now.
Yeah, and they deserve a lot of respect. They're always there in the postseason.
Yep.
But it's just,
we know Pat.
It's the Pat Summitt factor, man. You can't just move past that, I don't think. At least that's how I feel as a Tennessee fan. But I know there's other people in the fan base that say, hey, it's, move on. Let's prioritize baseball and more football money. And everybody feels differently about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, while the Lady Vol basketball team didn't make a Final Four since 2009, 2010, since that decade, the softball team's been there in the equivalent in Oklahoma City, 6 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been the better program.
And baseball, I just look at it as you're really unfortunate because of your own success. Like, that your coach became the first MLB manager ever hired out of the college ranks. Like,
well, to me, that's what I find interesting, because baseball not really getting the benefit of the doubt in these rankings from a lot of people. I think if I had asked this question last year and you had Tony Vitello, I think it's a runaway.
Of course. But that's the difference that makes. I mean, it's like I said last week that I keep going back to, is like, I don't think that you can say, tell me if you can say both of these things and both be true at the same time. Like, I don't think you can say Tony Vitello was the Nick Saban of college baseball and then also say it's going to be just fine with Elander. Just, we're going to keep running it back.
Well, I think you can say it, because to me, if you say just fine, I do think we've all tempered our expectations a little bit.
From national championship to Omaha?
Or from Omaha or bust every year to like, hey, let's just have like everybody else's goals of just like get to a super regional and roll the dice type of thing. So like to me, that's quote unquote just fine. That's still really, really good. But like it's not the same amount of expectations. I do think at least I expect Tennessee baseball to end their historic run. But there's a reason it was historic. And like who's to say that run wouldn't have ended anyways with Tony Vitello, because we didn't go to Omaha last year in his last year. You know what I mean? Like you were on the road and got your ass whipped by Arkansas. So it wasn't like you had just kind of kept it rolling.
No, we'd see how he would respond. It's like when Nick Saban's team got their ass beat by Oklahoma in that Sugar Bowl, and he went and hired Lane Kiffin.
Sure, and we had a gross 2023 season, but we rallied, we made it to Omaha, but then he responded by winning the championship in 24. Tony Vitello probably would have had some type of response. But I'm just saying there's a reason that what we did was historic. It's because it's really hard.
Yeah.
And no one else had really ever done it.
And we broke the curse of the 1 seed.
Right. So, like.
1 seed hadn't won it, remember, since 1999. And we broke that curse.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Next 3 years, Sam, Josh Elander has us in Omaha, yes or no?
I'll say yeah.
Bubba, next 3 years, Josh Elander has us in Omaha, yes or no? Take your time.
I don't 3 know. After this? Or
we are going to cut your head off if this is wrong. 3, no, this
year and 2 more seasons?
Well, that's what, yeah, sure. I mean, because this season's still, I don't want to give him 4 swings at it. I'm just going to give him 3 seasons at it.
Swings. Yes. I see what you did there.
Although, like, do we count this as Rick Barnett, one of his swings? Is that fair?
Baseball.
You got more?
You know, swing.
Maybe make it this. Yeah, maybe make it this year and 3 more. I guess. Hell, I don't know what's fair.
Kind of feel like it should just be taking this season out of it and just the next 3, because we're obviously taking like this year's women's basketball season out of it. Or
yeah,
actually,
but their seasons
that's a huge factor of why we're all putting it last. I feel like.
Yeah, but there's when I was thinking women's basketball, I was thinking the 3 years in the future because the season's pretty much over. Baseball, we're 15% through the season. So like I think it's a little bit different there. Like we know basketball's not very good this year. We know women's basketball's not very good. Baseball, we don't know that for sure.
I think a better question would be, do any of these programs get to the final 8 in their sport the next 3 years? What would you set the odds on that? I give you baseball.
I mean, baseball has got to be the favorite, I would say.
Men's and women's basketball and football.
Baseball has to be the favorite, I would say, just because of you just have to win
You just got to win 2 or 3 at home in a super regional.
If you can host, though, getting to host is tough. Basketball making an Elite 8 over the next 3 years. I mean, maybe that's the favorite.
Would those be minus odds? If I give you all 4 sports, would it be like minus 110?
For all 4 sports to make it?
Yeah.
Or for like at least one of them?
For one of the 4.
Yeah, it'd be minus odds for sure.
Okay.
I think. Because I mean, that's 12 seasons?
Yeah, so like for football, that's a quarterfinal appearance.
Yeah.
For men's and women's basketball, it's an Elite 8.
You get 12 swings at it. And there's a chance that the women's basketball program bounces back. One of the, I think Jack wrote in and says, hard to tell where to rank women's basketball because I feel like they're closer to the top based on rankings in some of these, but further based on how far ahead the top is from the rest of the sport.
I feel like they're a long way from the top.
I don't think they're a long way away from 8, though. I don't think they're a long way from the Elite 8. If you tell me win a championship, yes. But, like, get to the Elite 8, I don't think they're that far away from that. I think they could do it next year, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, so you take UConn, South Carolina, UCLA out of the picture, and they're like, you're saying they're not that far away from being able to be better than a Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe not even Texas, but, like, I don't know, is Texas a 1 seed this year? But, like, you just got to
like right on that.
Yeah, like, to win a 2-3 matchup, to be a 2 or 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, win a 2 or 3 matchup, like, you could tell me they're not far away from that. Now, making a Final Four, winning a championship, different answer.
I think they still look pretty far away.
I think if this recruiting class stays intact and you keep some people around, I imagine that they'll have a better strategy in the transfer portal. Now, maybe that never happens, but I just think that I think it's tougher to close that gap in other sports maybe than it is in women's basketball.
Well, Kim will get one chance to fix it. She'll get one more offseason, I think, to fix it.
Well, and yeah, if she gets fired after next year and then you have to start over with a new coach, then yeah, of course, that puts you dead last for sure.
Because this year's been a total failure.
Last call on the other side. Stick with us.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012, and our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Last call here on the program. Shout out to my Atlanta Hawks. 4 wins in a row to get back to 500. There are 62 games through the season right now. Sam, they are 31-31.
Perfectly average.
In those 62 games, they have scored 7,278 points. They've allowed 7,277. So through 62 games, we are up 1 point on the cumulative scoreboard. That is about as average as it gets.
Plus 1 point differential. Huh?
We are +1 on the point differential. That's crazy. It's been a running joke for like 5 years that they're just like the perfect 500 team. And now to be 62 games in, they are 1 point better. That's crazy. Before we leave, I do have to say, go to hell, Shane Lowry. A complete choke job. Oh, my God. It cost me a 2018 Honda Civic yesterday, I think.
Wow.
2018 Honda Accord yesterday, maybe.
That's a lot.
Well, that's what happens. He was up 3 strokes. Did you watch this? You see anything about this? He was up.
Golfer?
Yeah, he was up 3 strokes. 3 strokes going into hole 16. He double bogeyed 16. He double bogeyed 17. and he lost.
That's rough.
Double bogey. He hit it in the water on 16, and there wasn't even really any water to hit. It's like his tee shot, no one even thought he was going to even be flirting with the water, and he hit it straight to the right into the water.
Good news is you already have a car, so you didn't need it.
That is true. And then on 17, he was tied. You're like, okay, how's he going to respond? Then he hits that tee shot about 30 yards to the right in the water. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
I believe I heard that was the first time in his career he's made back-to-back double bogeys.
Yep. Which I'm not going to do the whole like, oh, of course, bad luck for me, because he also hasn't won since 2019. He's not a winner. But it's crazy. I know golf is volatile or whatever, but like he was so in control of that, like through 13 holes. Like he was hitting every putt. Like he was locked in.
Volatile.
I was like, he's got it. They offered me a pretty good cash, and I said, no, not cash it out. And then double bogey.
Now,
as the damn Colombian birdie, the next thing I knew, my three-shot lead turned to a 2-shot deficit going into 18.
What information caused you to put such a substantial bet on the
Well, I got him at good odds. But I was just watching, man. I've been watching a lot of golf, and they just kept hammering how good he is on this course and yada, yada, yada. And then, like, on Saturday morning, they were getting out good odds, and I'm not too mad at him. We still had a pretty good golf weekend. Although I got my first taste of being screwed, Sam, by the dead heat rules. Like when you bet on somebody to finish like in the top 10. In my mind, if you finish tied for 9th, that should be a top 10 bet that you cash fully, but there's 4 guys tied for 9th. So they cut my bet in half, which that was a real tough lesson to learn. I knew they'd do it if he finished tied for 10th, but I didn't think it happened if he was tied for 9th. If only 8 guys beat him. To me, you finish in the top 10 if only 8 guys beat you, but I got my first taste of that cut my payday a little bit. So it was a rough little stretch there between him choking and my – because
they keep it consistent because that's how they do like actual payouts for those guys in the tournament too.
Yeah, and I get it. It makes sense. I guess there's 2 options, one where there's not a dead heat, and I guess I picked the one where there was a dead heat. But I nailed a 4-team. I had 3 guys in the top 10 and 1 in the top 20, and that came through. Shout out to your boy Max Homa for his top 20 finish. The Hogard twins for both finishing in the top 10, and Lowry for finishing in the top 10. That was my parlay. It was like plus 12,000, but got cut. Got cut a little bit. Yep, Shane Lowry, you can go to hell. Bubba, real quick, what do we miss so far? No, I can't. I'm
easy
done.
with the cursing.
I'm done with him.
Jeez, where'd you park your Peterbilt?
I'm done with him.
Cursing like a truck driver.
We've got Makai Lemon making headlines for his Combine interviews. We've got Travis and Taylor with a public date for their wedding, 6/13. What will you be doing? I won't be attending. We've got Nealon alcohol sales tripling in the 7 years. Shout out Adam Sparks for that.
Is that because we're all addicted to drinking and boozing, or is the price is just that damn expensive now?
I think the team's making us booze more.
We've got a potential fake Jim Carrey.
Maybe also, like, I'd say in some of those years we had a neutral site game, but we got an extra home game, and some of those probably helps triple
We've got
as well.
Paramount HBO Max coming together for yet another streaming platform.
Another one?
And Red Panda coming to Bristol.
For what?
Just to be their show.
Better get the bamboo ready.
Oh, not...
the cup.
Red the Panda. Cup lady, yes. What you going to do, like ETSU?
No, Bristol. The race.
The race. Okay, well, my bad. Damn. Sorry. What are they going to do? What are they going to put her, like, in one of the turns? the infield? Like, how the hell does that work?
Yeah, good luck doing that with that embankment.
Sam, one-word answer on the way out. We can talk more about it later on. The Titans draft Jeremiah Love in the first round, yes or no? Would you like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are beating that drum now that the Titans need to go draft a running back, which is crazy to me. Not saying it's wrong, it's just crazy. That'll do it for us. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search